Okay, we're coming in talking about Ernest Borgnine tonight. That's what our topic for the evening is going to be. Please, welcome to the Ernest Borgnine Mickey Rooney Comedy Hour. It's going to be amazing, and we hope you'll join us. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. This is Vampire the Masquerade, A Crusade of Thorns, Camarilla, Episode 2. A Stake in the Heart. Probably not, actually. I didn't give it a name because I don't know how this is going to turn out at all. I am your storyteller for the evening, Throck, also known as Sean, co-founder here at Welcome to the Party. We are doing three chronicles, all linked together in 1943 Los Angeles. Very noir vampire. 2 here on Welcome to the Party, and 1 on our partner channel, Soul Bear RPG. And all of this wonderful, exciting amazingness is to support Rainbow Railroad. Rainbow Railroad is a nonprofit that helps LGBT folk get out of danger. There are many countries around the world where LGBT communities are still persecuted, and Rainbow Railroad helps fund the process of getting them to somewhere where they can live in freedom and live the life that they choose to live. So I hope you will join us by clicking on the link below that says Rainbow Railroad, that little image down there. And if you feel like this is an important cause, you should click that link and throw them a little bit of money. We don't see $1 of it, so please help them out if you have a chance. Last piece of bookkeeping before we go around and do introductions from everyone is if you're interested in the setting in which we're playing, there are 2 documents below me right here. One called the Crusade of Thorns Sabotage Guidebook, one called the Crusade of Thorns Camarilla Guidebook. The Anarch Guidebook will be coming within the next week or 2, and we're just going to staple it right onto the Camarilla one. And they will be a single larger. It will be the Camarilla and Anarch Guidebook. But if you want any of that stuff, click on them. We're going to be giving away the whole book for free because you can't put things on Storyteller's Vault for 5e, so you just get our largesse instead, because we think we made awesome rules and we want you to have them too. So please take them, steal them, use them, do whatever you'd like with them. And with that, I'm going to throw it around to the team. Why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what you're worried about tonight? We'll start with Jeff.
Okay, I am Jeff Holland. I'm playing as Silas Blackthorn, the Bruja investigator. I'm worried about the immediate future, I'll tell you. As we're in a room with a lot of potential consequences here.
So many consequences. I'm very excited. Let's do Nerdy next.
I'm Nerdy Teddy Bear, and I am playing Celine, the Toreador club owner, and oh boy, I think I'm worried that Alexander's going to ruin my plans.
Yes. Kevin.
Hi, I'm Kevin. I'm playing Calvin, venture producer and financier. I'm worried I'm going to ruin my suit jumping out a window.
Respect. I respect that. Yeah.
I might lose my hat.
Yeah. It could flutter off. But it's a noir film, so what you'll actually see is it'll flicker down against the moonlight. And it'll be like
it'll land in a pool.
It'll land in a pool and float, and you'll see like these bright reflections on a dark pool, and it'll all be very atmospheric. Yes, it'll be great. M.
Hi, I'm M. I am playing Alexander, the Toreador chronicler, and I'm worried about what Alexander's about to do.
I'm not Leona.
Hi, my name is Leanna. I'm also at the Lady Bedlam on the Twitters, on the Discord, pretty much everywhere. I play Audra, the Venture Enforcer, and I'm nervous that Alexander is about to explode. I'm just like,
yeah.
Are we Alexander? Like, just the head popping off? Like, I don't know.
Awesome.
It's good that we're all worried about the next 5 minutes, but none of us has thought further ahead.
Oh, I'm not worried about what comes from.
All right, so who wants to tell me what happened last week?
Oh, come on, I wrote the
Hey, Kevin.
Okay, fine, let me find the Google Doc.
I swear to God, you're not allowed to read it verbatim. That would take too long. Just give us a synopsis.
All right. Okay. We're all great. That's what started things. We had a Elysium, hosted by the Malkavians in Caltech. Rumors flew around. Some conversations were had. There was a massive breach. Let's jump. Oh, there's a missing Nosferatu. Some people got invited to some things. Yeah. There was a breach. A retainer was gruesomely murdered in a ceremonial kind of thing. We went to go cut off the LAPD and find out what happened. We got there. We found a business card for the Moonlight Club, a rose petal under the body's tongue, and some Enochian scried on the limbs. Let's see. And that person was about to go meet with Lizaveta, who we then went to talk to. Lizaveta is Alexander's sire. Did not go smoothly.
It did not go well. That is correct. It did not go well. So yes, in order to try and figure out why this person was meeting with Lizaveta, and if Lizaveta had any information about the Midnight Club, our coterie went to the Miramar Hotel on gorgeously overlooking the beach in Santa Monica. On the highest floor, they met one of the most powerful movers and shakers in Hollywood, Lizaveta Afianza Toreador. She was willing to give them the information if they did a little favor for her first. The team showed some reticence, and so she dropped a discipline called Majesty, which made 3 of our coterie view her as almost a deity, and are ensorcelled by her for the moment. But one, her own sire, Alexander, had a messy critical, throwing off the chains of this emotional shackles. Well, that was a double awful, but throwing off the chains of these, I'm just going to lean into it, throwing off the chains of those emotional shackles. And after having been emotionally abused by this woman for years on end, has finally snapped. They're sitting in her salon, she lounging on a couch across from the 4 of them with a coffee table in between, 4 of them now looking at her with stars in their eyes, and Alexander, having had enough, the beast rises within his breast, and
he takes the table that's between them, flips it over, rips one of the table legs off to form a stake, and attempts to drive it straight through her heart.
Why don't you give me a Dex plus, or a Brawl plus Dex, and I'm going to give you a narrative dice bonus of +3. So you're going to add 3 extra dice to this attempt.
Oh my god, if we take her out.
3 successes. Okay, she has the opportunity to dodge with Dex and Athletics, plus her dots and celerity, which are 3, so she will have nearly as many dice as you. And that actually work it did, Dex. Athletics. She is very fast. You see her as you're coming at her. You flip the table over. There's a crashing of china. There's a rip. The stake is moving towards her chest, and you see her start to almost inhumanly move out of the way. But does she get out of the way in time? Doink. Swink. She just barely dodges it, and you graze across her chest with it. What happens next?
What happens next? I didn't think this far. I mean, do I have control over myself again?
You have, for the moment, you have a single goal in mind. Until something shakes you out of it, you are in the middle of a messy critical, which, for the purpose of this narration, you are attempting to do a thing.
Okay, so I have to follow it through until someone stops me or I succeed.
Yes.
All right. So she's barely gotten out of my way, which means she's still pretty close.
Yes.
I'm going to attempt to pin her down before I attempt to stake her again.
Okay. I want you to make another dex. This time I would like you to make a brawl plus dex with 2 extra dice.
A brawl plus dex with 2 extra dice?
Yes.
Okay.
2 successes, and she's going to do a Dex plus Athletics, but she's going to come back at you this time. The 4 of you sitting on the couch, entranced by her presence, see her hands grow into these almost feral-like claws as she first attempts to dodge your thingy, and we'll have a Dex on that. Submit. She only gets one success this time. And you grab into her, but at the same time, she digs her claws into your back. And we'll make a Dex plus Brawl check. Please do the thing. Thank you. It doesn't make a noise when the little thing comes up, which annoys me. For 4 successes. So, this will do 4 bashing damage to you as the 4 of you see the back of Alexander's suit just get shredded open with damage as these claws come scraping across your back. So the way that you mark that is you just do a single click on each of your health 4 of your health boxes. But you will be able to attack, essentially stake her with advantage on the dice this turn if you so try.
Okay. So I saw you clicking. Should I click the 4 health?
Oh, was that you I was clicking on? I'm sorry. I thought I was clicking on Lisbeth to, narrate in my own brain. Yeah, just click 4 of those with little hashes.
Okay.
Okay.
This is not looking great. So I get to try again with advantage. So I roll Brawl plus Dex.
And I'm going to move you back up to 3 dice. You're only at what I'm calling 1 bestial die at this point. But because you have her in place, she's not going to be able to use her celerity to dodge, and you have her at a melee advantage at this point. So yeah, you're going to get 3 extra dice.
3 extra dice. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So she is going to attempt to... she's going to use her action to actively defend with a Dex plus Brawl. And that will be her whole go. Let's see what happens. And now she's screaming. And she's like, no! And she is going to look you directly in the eyes at the beginning of the next turn and scream, stop! I need you to make a Wits plus Composure roll, please.
Wits plus Composure. Okay.
I believe that's correct. Let me make sure. Yeah, no, Wits plus Resolve. I'm sorry.
Oh, Resolve. Okay.
Yeah, Wits plus Resolve. I'm not seeing your roll. Okay. You have 4 successes. I have to roll for her dominate at this point, but so that's going to be manipulation plus dominate. That's not how you do that. Doink. Come here. Manipulation plus discipline. Roll. Submit. You are free if you want to ignore that command, but you are no longer within the thrall of your beast.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So because he's no longer in the thrall of his beast, he's going to look at her, look at the stake in his hands, immediately drop the stake, and move as far away from her as possible in the short period of time.
Okay. You may make a rouse check to heal 2 superficial wounds.
Okay.
If you so choose.
I
as
will.
you're moving away. Okay, because I would imagine you would start instinctively trying to heal yourself. Each rouse check will allow you to heal 2 superficial wounds. So you'll gain hunger off of it. And so that puts you up to hunger 4, right?
Yes.
So you were super hungry. If you go to hunger 5, it will trigger the possibility of a hunger frenzy. So
yeah,
it's up to you if you want to continue doing that. She, looking just terrified for a moment, the 4 of you still sitting there entranced by this, she gets up, she brushes herself off. Well, the little bastard does have claws. Alexander. That was not very nice.
He's gonna bow his head and just say, "Forgive me." Like he's a little bit terrified at the moment.
She stands up and comes and walks over to you, and even though you're not within like this aura, you feel her force of personality, right? Like you just feel it kind of weighing on you, and your willpower is still there enough to shake it off. But she pulls out a cup from behind the bar that you've backed up next to. It's a small, chiseled glass tumbler. And you see her bite her vein and fill some blood into the cup. She goes, "This is how you can make it up to me, Dub. Drink." Well, the
He's going to... yeah, he'll drink.
Okay. You will have a 1-point blood bond to your sire.
Okay.
As you drink her blood in, you don't love her, but the anger drains away. And you don't nothing her either anymore, though. You're like, she's right. I was hasty. I can't believe I let the beast get control of me. Get 1 blood point back, by the way. From drinking 1 point of her blood. I was hasty. I shouldn't have done that. She's my sire and I should respect her. And you're feeling like a little cowed by her.
Where do I put blood bonds?
Put it in flaw, blood bond 1.
Okay.
To your sire. Put Lizbet, right? Blood bond 1 Lizbet. She drops majesty. And so the rest of you are free to feel however you wish to feel now. Now that business is taken care of. Alexander, you will not speak for the rest of this meeting. Do you understand?
He nods.
She comes and sits down in front of the other 4 of you, and you will stay right where you're standing. You will observe only, for you clearly still have lessons to learn. She sits.
So we were
Now,
all entranced, but do we understand like what's going on?
You absolutely understood everything. You just viewed her as like the most important person in your world. Yeah. And all of that because they're both celerity-y, took maybe 10 seconds. Up until the point when she hands the blood over, right? So it's and then on the wall, right? Because celerity means they move supernaturally fast.
Okay.
And she sits down. Now, back to business.
Yeah. I will set the table up, and then it will fall again in front of me because it's missing a leg.
Good. So I believe at this point, being one member of your coterie, just attempted to stake me. You owe me a favor.
I believe she attempted to defend her coterie.
From what?
Elizabeth, don't play games.
You're in a losing situation here. All I'm asking is you do a favor for me. And I'll give you all of the information you want. Why is that so hard? That's how this game works.
All right. You know what the name of the production that Flamath is doing with the WB on their lot in Santa Monica?
In Burbank.
Burbank, that's it.
Yeah. Yes. So it is called Constant Nymph.
Oh, I thought Lisbeth was working on Constant.
Oh, no, that's the wrong one. It was the wrong one. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just looked at the first movie name I had written down, and that was indeed wrong.
Because Lisbeth wants to make Double Indemnity.
Yes. I don't actually have a name for it. Well, let's make up a name for it. What is the name of a movie that probably won't get made, but sounds like it's from the 1940s?
For Our Boys.
Sure, there we go. Yes, it's For Our Boys. Indeed. And actually, given who the star is, that makes some sense. I like it. That's kind of perfect. Good job. Yes, it's in Lot 13, Warner Brothers Studios. Once you've completed this, come back to me, and I'll give you the information you need.
Thank you for your time. I'm going to get up, brush the dust of the explosion of the table off of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And walk out like I saw none of that. I will get in the elevator and be like, well, Lisbeth. I open the door to the elevator, and I look over at Alexander, and then back at Lisbeth.
Oh, yes, of course, he can come with you. Please go, Alexander. We'll talk more later.
He gives a polite bow of his head and goes towards the elevator.
So, just as a role-playing note, you do not love her. You are still allowed to actively dislike her. There's just something about her now, right? There are 3 levels to Blood Bond. At level 4, at level 3, you're kind of like, what's his name from Renton? No,
Renfield.
You're like Renfield, right? You're essentially just a mind slave to the person who has enslaved you. At 1, you're like, I like them and I'm more positively disposed towards them, but you can still have negative opinions about them, right?
Oh yeah,
so
but
don't feel like you can't not like. Don't feel like you still can't roleplay your hatred, right? It is that core tension in you now. She has planted a supernatural seed of liking her that is currently fighting against your natural hatred of her. So that is the tension, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Okay.
In his mind right now, he has that internal struggle, but he also knows that it's best for him to just play into the positive disposition so he can get out of there. Yeah. So he's trying to be like apologetic, at least in his behavior and overall demeanor. But beyond that, internally, he's like, kind of wish he had continued to try to stake her, but
yeah. And with that, we enter the elevator and exit that scene.
On the way down, I'm just be like, next time, please just hit her harder.
For once, Calvin, I think we agree on something.
She's so useful, though.
That's debatable.
What do we make of that?
Also, all of you need to eat, don't you?
Probably.
Ooh, interesting.
I took care of this early in the night.
All right. So, is that what you guys want to do? You want to do some feeding?
I think we could use a break.
Want something to regain our strength? Yes.
Okay.
Take a moment, clear the taste out.
I'm interested in how each of you feed. What are each of your feeding types, other than Calvin? I know you like the ladies. So, Audra, what's your feeding type?
I believe it is siren. Is that
okay? That is sexy times. All right, Alexander, what is yours?
I'm a consensualist.
Okay, Celine, what is yours?
Scene queen.
Scene queen. Silas, what is yours?
I believe mine was alley cat, something along those lines.
Yeah, it means you like to mug someone and drink their blood, essentially.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Or stop a mugging and drink their blood?
It sounds to me, because none of you have had to go through the feeding process before, that even your own club would be a perfect place for each of you to do your thing, right? Like, a consensualist could find, using their mind powers, find someone willing to help out and donate. A scene queen definitely would be able to go to their own scene and find someone. A siren absolutely would be able to find someone to perhaps enjoy a little sexy times with to do the feedings. And you can always mug someone where there's lots of people.
I can just wait outside.
Yeah, right. So as this is the first time we're going through it, I'll let you guys start to pick as time goes on. But when you think about where you want to feed, especially like as a coterie, you want to think about kind of what's the most optimal way for you as a group to like bring your blood back up, right? Okay.
Sounds like we're hosting a party.
We post a party every night.
Yeah. It's about 2 in the morning.
Like we're going to a party.
Yeah. there's no curfew, right? Like there's no bars don't have to close yet. That's not a thing in Los Angeles in the 40s. So you can stay open as late as you would credibly be able to continue maintaining business. So is your plan, because I know you guys are mostly new to vampires, so I'm kind of telling you what a good idea is. I also don't want you to feel like I'm playing your characters for you. So does that make sense to you to do, or would you want to do something else?
It would definitely be Celine's vote.
Have I been successful in the past? There,
Consensual, probably, yeah. Especially because you all live there, and so you're kind of used to using that, right, as your place.
Okay, yeah, that would be fine with me.
And if you need me to clear someone's brain afterwards, just let me know.
I need a whammy. I need a mind whammy. Okay. After it takes about 30 minutes to get back to the club, coming back uptown from Santa Monica, you make your way into downtown, and it's a busy night. It's a Saturday night here in downtown Los Angeles, and sailors are on the prowl for some fun shore times, and there's crowds out enjoying the bars and the clubs and the jazz. Every once in a while you'll see like a shore patrol truck, like a Navy police truck, for lack of a better term, go driving by with some like sailors on top of it who have been super drunk, and they're like beating on the sides of it, and they're being taken back to base. And so it's very much, it's the middle of a war. There's lots of people who think they're going to die the next time they leave this city, and they're acting like it, right? And so there is very much, Dave here, thank you for the follow. So there's very much a party atmosphere about, especially downtown LA, Hollywood, Sunset Strip, those areas specifically very much at night have this kind of seize the moment because tomorrow there might not be one sort of feeling to it. And you are all capitalizing off of this through the club, right? This is very much helping you as a business. So you make it back to the Oro, Vein of Gold, and the club is hopping. There's a modern jazz quartet playing tonight. And by modern, I mean swing, because it's 1943 and not 1958. But a swing quartet is playing this evening. And people are dancing, and the club is packed. So explain, like, Celine, this is your club. Why don't you describe the club for us? What's it look like?
Oh, boy. Trying to think. It's probably got a nice like dance floor area, but most of it's probably really respectable looking. Nice tables, nice chairs, nice tablecloths.
Officers come here.
Yes.
Yeah. Army,
so
Navy.
We want it to be a very, very respectable place.
Yeah. So we're thinking like maybe some like hard dark wood, maybe like a red plush floor with like round oak tables and nice seats, booths along the side, maybe one of those mirror back bars. Is that kind of what you're thinking? Like
yes.
Crystal chandeliers, but like not gaudy ones, just like nice that add a little sparkle of light to the scene. Stuff like that.
Exactly.
Awesome. So, given that, as you all move into the club full of dinner, I'm just going to go around and we're going to do a little mini scene with each of you to talk about how you feed, because I think it'll give you a good look at your character as well. And we're going to start with Audra.
Sure. Audra's a siren, so it's got to be a little bit sexy. And sailors are always a good catch. Quite ended. So, she'll kind of brush herself up, make sure she's looking presentable since we've, been on a little bit of an adventure. To show off her jewels. She'll kind of toss her hair back, make sure her jewels are, showing off to people. And she'll kind of float around the room at first, make eye contact with a couple people, look around, see whose eye she catches.
Mm-hmm.
She'll land on one that's a little bit unmemorable. He most likely has brown hair, seems to be sitting alone. And she'll kind of walk up to him and go, "How's your night, sailor?"
She's got a lot better now that a dame like you walked in. How you doing tonight?
"I'm doing fine, thank you."
You want to go shake a calf on the floor?
"Sure, lead the way."
Awesome. And you begin dancing.
Yeah. She'll definitely dance with him for a bit.
Okay.
And then I think, a slow number would possibly come on.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll kind of pull him a little closer and she'll go, "I know a place we could go. Do you want to come with me?"
I think that's Killadilla, doll. Let's go.
I can't take you seriously.
Sorry. I may have been studying 1940s slang recently.
Say, I've got this list here.
It's a great list, but oh man, that was really something. Anyways, she'll take his hand and she'll keep talking to him, keep him captivated, keep him distracted, and she'll take him upstairs and into her room essentially.
Okay, so why don't I don't know what people are comfortable with, but why don't we start with you making a seduction plus charisma check?
For sure. And so, do I just hit the button on charisma, or?
Oh, I'm sorry. Seduction is a specialty of what? Persuasion? Yes. So I want you to make a
name seduction skill subterfuge.
Oh, subterfuge, yes. So why don't you make a subterfuge plus charisma check with 1 extra die?
Okay. So, just to make sure I'm doing this correctly, I click the button next to subterfuge, and then I would add...
Charisma.
4, then? 3 plus another one?
No, so if you click the button next to subterfuge, a little box will come up with a drop-down, right, that says... Yeah, no, you're good, yeah. And charisma. And then it'll be like... Modifiers 1, that's correct.
Okay. Number 11. There we go. Okay.
Great. So it tastes great. Why don't you roll me a d10?
Okay. Is that
just a /r space, a 6. Okay. So, and roll me one more if you don't mind.
Sure.
I'm using the kind of random feeding rules here real quick.
You can actually just press up to redo your last roll.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Okay. So, for the moment, as you feed off this young sailor who soon will be sailing away, you get this... He's bloodthirsty. He's ready to fight. He wants to go out there and make a difference. He's just got this sort of like intense aggressive energy about him, and you feel that as you start draining the blood from him. And he's enjoying every minute of it as you feel this power coursing through you, but it's only for a moment. And while you're left with that taste of aggression in your mouth, it need not necessarily push you in any specific role-playing direction. So let me ask you, how much do you want to drink?
She doesn't want to drain him. Like, she doesn't want to kill him.
Okay. What is your hunger level?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
It is... Come on, I should probably pop this out. Or have my computer freeze, one of the two. There we go. Hunger, I'm at 3 dots.
Okay. You can, in 10 minutes, take 2 dots away. You would have to kill him to go to hunger 0.
Okay. I'm not going to kill him. I'll just take 2 dots away.
Okay. And how do you say goodbye after you have finished your moment of sustenance?
I think she'd be a little bit cheeky about it. I think she'd be like, "That was a lot of fun. Thanks so much. Feel free to come by anytime," kind of a thing, And she'll kind of, tip.
I will. He's a little drunk, being a few pints down. I think I had one too many. Should probably get a cab and get back to base. but I know where you live, and I'll be back to see you again, darling.
Be good out there.
He doesn't actually pass out. I just, yeah. Okay. And you have fed. So let's do Silas next, because this will be very different.
Okay. I just go. I'm going out for a smoke. I go down to the alleyway and I just wait for the drunkest sailor to stumble out.
Takes about 5 minutes. A drunk sailor comes out.
I have to wait too long.
Yeah, no, not very long at all. Yep.
The length of a cigarette, and so I just yell, "Hey, doughboy!"
I'm a sailor.
Close
Doughboy.
enough.
What you want?
Come on over here. I want to give you a present before you ship off. Come on.
What kind of present?
That's a good one. Something you're gonna need.
Make a manipulation, persuasion, or manipulation subterfuge, your choice. You also have awe, right?
I do.
You should just pop awe.
Okay. Where is that one?
It doesn't cost you any money or any blood, and it makes them like you more.
That was in presence.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So just press it. Let's see.
You don't even need to roll because there's no hunger check. There's nothing, especially against a mortal. Doesn't cost you shit. You don't even make a roll. It just happens. So as you turn on that roguish charm, he's like, "All right, I'll be right over." And he comes over.
All right.
What do you got for me, sailor?
I'm gonna thunk him against the head, just to knock him out. I don't really feel like dealing with a lot of.
Okay, melee plus dex.
Chat.
Yeah. Enough talk. Now for the blood.
Melee plus dex, you say?
Mm-hmm. He just stands at you smiling as you raise up whatever you're I'm guessing the butt of your gun to hit him in the temple.
I was just going to use my hand. I assume I'm very strong.
Okay. Yeah, melee plus brawl. I'm sorry. Brawl plus strength.
Have any modifiers I need on that? No.
How much potence do you have?
Potence?
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? Where is that?
I think we're all at 2.
For potence? Do you have any potence? You are a Bruja.
Oh,
it's with
that potence. I'm sorry, I thought you meant blood potence.
No. The discipline potence. See, we're getting you to know your characters as well. By the way, you have potence 1. All right, so
yeah,
it's under disciplines, and you also only get. And I'm just looking at this now, and so I think you want lethal body, right? Not soaring leap.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll get rid of soaring leap. Lethal body allows you to do aggravated damage to mortals unless you choose otherwise. And so I would imagine, given that you have supernatural strength and you're not trying to explode this person's skull.
No, just the love tap.
Yeah, so you're able to simply and knock him out.
All right. Well, now I'm going to get down to business. I'm going to look both ways.
Realizing that there's a busy street right out there, you kind of go drag him behind a dumpster.
Drag him a little bit further into the dark.
Yeah. And you will remove, so you cannot go below hunger 1. But you can remove in 10 minutes, you can remove 2 hunger from your sheet.
Okay, I'm actually already down 1 hunger. So.
Oh, well, then you just,
you're tanking up at some point in the night?
You may have, and we'll just assume you're back at hunger 1 if it never rose. It's fine. Cool. And in a very private IE sort of way. How do you send him on his way, being that there's no...
I'm going to just prop him up against the wall of the alleyway. I'm going to just grab an empty bottle and smash it and put it in his hand. And then in about a half hour, I'm going to send, I don't know, a maitre d' or one of the valets to kick him and wake him up and send him on his way.
Awesome. Yeah, and that happened quick enough that he was drunk enough that he probably won't remember. You're relatively sure.
If he does, he'll just think he accidentally jabbed himself in the neck.
Yeah. Oh, no, so it clears up when you're done.
Oh,
you have
okay. Well,
you each...
I take the bottle back and throw it.
Right? Yeah, so each, as part of the vampiric curse, after you're done feeding, you conceal the wound, and no one will know that it happened. That's part of it. You just lick it, but I didn't know you can use your hand. You can use whatever is most narratively appropriate for you. Yeah, I love that. That is a great way to lick the wound. I love it. All right. So having fed and feeling fully satiated after a pretty stressful little bit of time, let's go to Alexander next.
Oh boy.
Alexander needs a treat.
Alexander needs a break. He would probably... Okay, so Alexander does not necessarily want to go after super drunk people.
Sure.
The consent needs to be, of the right kind of mind. So he's going to go for somebody who looks like they're there to have fun, but not too drunk, not too hopped up on stuff, or at all if possible.
Sure.
And I imagine he has one of two ways of convincing people. He can probably go either say, I know like one way you could say, well, like a blood transfusion is needed. And the other one could be that he has some kind of rare condition. But I'm not sure which would be best to go with in this instance. Because consensualist is weird, and I'm still trying to figure it out.
You could have
the condition because it's the reason you're not. You were 4F.
Oh yeah, the reason you couldn't
didn't
go
get
into the
drafted.
army. Yeah.
Oh, I could say, I wish that I could join the army, but I have this rare condition. So, I think I'll go with that.
Okay. All right.
Because it's not entirely a lie.
So you've got a bunch of middle and upper class people, whether they be officers or more senior ranking enlisted Navy or just business folk, higher class but not the highest class, right, are hanging out in the bar at the moment. What kind of person would you go for?
He would probably try to find a man who looks like he's too nice for his own good. So somebody
a little bit
who looks
slimy.
Uh,
Because Calvin's right over at the bar, if that's what you're like.
no, somebody who looks like he's gullible and easy to persuade.
Yes, you can absolutely find someone like that. There's a gentleman speaking with his friend, and he looks so earnest. He just looks so open and honest as he's talking, and he's got like these really earnest body movements too, and he's just like these big open sorts of gestures that make you feel like he's just this really open sort of well-meaning dupe.
I'm gonna take a moment to kind of motion him over and ask him if I could speak with him privately. And if he's willing, I would lead him off to a secluded space.
Well, golly, why would I? What you want me to go off privately with you?
He says that it's a kind of a private matter, but I'm very interested in what you're. I'm assuming he's in a uniform, or you were saying there's upper
if you
class.
picked a uniform person. It is up to you who you picked.
Probably go with a uniform, because then I can pull the army thing.
Okay.
I want to talk to him maybe about the army, and if he's leading into it, then pull into this like, oh, I have this condition, and like I'm not allowed to, and I would love to speak with you more on this, and but I'm not one for crowds kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. And you having the run of this building with the rest of your coterie, the quietest place would be like going up a floor, right? Or in the stairwell or something like that.
Yeah, basically somewhere close by that I know wouldn't get a lot of foot traffic.
Yep.
I imagine okay. And yeah, I'll go and I'll try to chat him up a little bit, get him talking about, his his own experience in the army, so I can make it a little bit more believable that I'm interested before proposing this like little favor.
Let's make an initial. Do you have persuasion and charisma? Yeah, persuasion and charisma. Let's make an initial one, just to get his basic how he's feeling about being in a room with you or being off in a quiet place with you talking about the army.
All right. And would I get any bonuses for my voluntary feeding persuasion specialty?
You may. You get 1 extra die for that.
1 die?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's really going along with it. He thinks it's actually super cool that you're interested in service members, and he's kind of enjoying the attention at this point.
Okay. I don't mind taking the time to indulge his need for talking and that sort of thing. Alexander would probably enjoy the information.
Cool. Yeah, he's going to ship out to the Pacific. He's part of an infantry division that's heading somewhere into the Pacific, and he doesn't know where. He's part of the 232nd Regimental Combat Team.
That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then see, I'm trying to think of how he would go into the proposal.
I'm also trying to think of that.
I'm having some difficulties with that.
I have you could tell him that you could go to this condition is keeping you out, but if you get if you use his blood, you could convince them that you're healthy enough to join up.
Well, that's not bad.
Right, because you've done this before as well, so I don't mind a little, Calvin's not there, but you're getting some advice, because you've clearly done this before, right? It is how you sustain yourself.
Yeah.
But this is the first time we're role-playing it, so I'm totally cool with y'all, talking through it a little bit.
I think that would probably be the best way to go into it. So thanks, Kevin, because I'm stumped right now.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Do you carry any gear, or do you draw the blood, or do you drink the blood?
I have a point in medicine, so I think it depends on the person. For him, I might draw it.
Okay. It is less efficient. It costs essentially 2 for 1 when you draw instead of drink. So there's a trade-off, right? You get a more plausible story, but you don't get as much. Or you don't really have any mind whammy powers, so you could just try and persuade him to be whisper in his ear and then hunk.
I mean, well, if I can get him to consent, I can show him my tools. Because I probably have some.
Yeah.
For other instances. And I can probably say that it's best if he doesn't look.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. So go ahead then, as you attempt to persuade him, and you bring out your tools, and you're like, look, here's the thing. Make me another persuasion check. I'm going to give you, you would normally have 1 die bonus. I'm going to give you a 2 die bonus.
Vampire hopes you're not squeamish.
So persuasion, charisma plus 2 dice?
Yes.
Okay. Well.
That's 2 successes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 successes is good. 2 successes is enough. He starts bending over, and you... and his eyes kind of loll back in his head, and you have to catch him before he falls over. And you can drink. It would take about 10 minutes for you to carefully and non-harmfully drink 2 points of blood out of him.
I can do that. Okay. Afterwards, to make it seem like I did what I said I did, can I just have a pinprick in his arm?
Yes. 100%. You have a little band-aid there with a little pinprick?
Yeah. Okay. So it's believable, but then I'll hide the actual bite marks.
Okay. Well, yeah, and it's gone. Yeah. So you will always be able to cover the bite marks. You should never worry about the bite marks. The bite marks are not
okay.
Ever. unless you want them to be. There's a flaw called messy feeder, I think, where you leave bite marks, but none of you have that, so don't worry about it. But yeah, he kind of comes to. I imagine you've like sat him down in a chair or something. Once he comes to, and he goes, "Oh, I must have passed out. Oof, I've never done that before when I've had my blood drawn."
I'm going to thank him very, very enthusiastically, and say, like, you've done a great service to me and your country.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad I could help you. I'm feeling a little woozy. I should probably head home. But it was very nice meeting you, and good luck getting into the army, and I hope you're able to serve. Scene! All right. Celine. Scene queen.
Yes. Who's our VIPs tonight? We got anybody important?
There's... You know what? Duke Ellington's here. Because go big or go home. He's having dinner here tonight. Duke Ellington is an incredibly famous big band leader. He is one of the premier musicians of the jazz age. And he's kind of snuck in and is trying not to be super noticed, but heard this was a place where he would be treated well, wouldn't have to worry about being an African-American eating here, and would, not be bugged by a lot of people if he didn't want to be.
Okay. Does he have an entourage with him or anything?
He's got 2 friends with him. Because if you're going to drop a name, you might as well drop a big one, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great. So she would saunter up to the table, and she'd start, talking to him. And eventually she would, because I know we talked about it, but I don't know if we ever confirmed it. We talked about when we were building the Haven, having like a private gallery for art and stuff.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. The second floor is the gallery, right? So first floor club, second floor gallery, third floor residences. Everything above that is rentals.
So she would eventually work up to offering one of them to come see the private collection. Either him or one of his entourages.
Awesome. Yeah, he is actually there with 2 people. Mary Lou Williams, who is his arranger, and a guy named Jimmy Blanton, who is a double bass player, and they are also important musicians in their own right, and I just wanted to bring some of my music history into this because I'm a nerd. Yeah, they're totally happy to go.
Yeah, I think she'd try to get Mary Lou to go.
Okay. Oh, of course. I'm happy to go up with you.
Okay, yeah. So take her up to the gallery. It's probably... Celine probably makes sure to hang at least a few of Ignis's paintings in the gallery. And that's what she would take her to first. She'd be showing her that. And then she would just kind of... Well, she's admiring the art, can slightly walk up behind her, and then
it's really quite lovely.
Yeah, and make her bite.
So we're gonna need a roll. There's always a roll with feed, and so do we have a roll locked in for you? Because it can be very it can be very scene dependent, right? I'm just trying to figure out what the right role for you. How about we go with charisma plus etiquette? Because you're scene queen, right?
That works for me.
Yeah, so etiquette and then to the charisma. Yeah. That is not a bestial failure. That is just 4 successes. You just rolled a single one and had successes. Don't worry about it. You sink your teeth in. How hungry are you, and how much do you want to drink?
I am only a 2, so I'm just going to take the 1 off.
Takes about a minute and a half. And she'll kind of shake out of it and go, "Oh, I lost myself in the painting. Who is this by?"
Her name is Ignis Burke. She is a personal close friend of mine.
Oh, it's wonderful. Is it for sale?
Oh, if you're interested, I can certainly talk to her and work out a deal.
Yes, please. I think my agent would want me to have you call him because he helps take care of my money for me. So she pulls out a card and she hands it to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
This has been very wonderful.
Yes. Yes. Shall we return to the party below?
Yeah, let's please see. Yes, of course. Let's do it. And with that, everyone has fed, and you regather to figure out what the hell happens next.
Well, okay. Everyone good?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So we have to go make some enemies. Now, can I, knowing about movie production and contracts, can I see what could I do to get this movie, like what is the least I could do to get the insurance to overrun this movie's costs?
Probably, yeah, go ahead and make a,
finance roll?
Finance is smart. Yeah, finance plus intelligence. And just so everyone remembers, the core tension here is that Philomath is actually kind of the good Toreador who you all kind of like, and Lizaveta is kind of the awful Toreador who you don't like and whose good graces you don't want to be in, who you now owe a... power. You realize that you could do better than Philomath. Not only in breaking in could you break her hold on an important movie coming up within the next year, but think about what you could gain by finding out who's there, who their financiers are, what power you could gain by understanding who the other actors in that are, and if you could snipe them now that it's going to fall down. You could crush her. You could have her investments in this movie be destroyed. And it fills you with joy.
Yes.
But to answer your original question, probably a prop fire.
Okay. The movie named The Constant Nymph is not going to have guns on it.
No.
But it would probably be very easy to have like a... Is this a movie
The Constant Nymph could be the name of a ship.
The SS Constant Nymph.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see. There's probably a scene with like some giant sparklers during a dance number, because that happens a lot.
I think that's fair to assume.
All we need to do is to point those sparklers in the correct direction. I can get us onto the lot. Probably. Actually, I don't know how well security is on the lot at 3 a.m.
What was that, Audra?
No, I was waiting for Calvin to finish. I'm wondering if we need to report back to the prince.
We should not talk to the prince yet. We don't have anything. We have nothing. Remy. I yell at my cat.
You have a cat.
Damn it, Remy.
Yes. Calvin's cat is in like the wrong area, so he shoos. Yes. Yes. We should not talk to the prince right now.
Fair.
We have nothing to report, and when we do contact them, it is proper etiquette to contact the seneschal first. I mean, if you wish to, we should contact the seneschal first, but after we get the information on this club. We need to do this. we put ourselves in a situation. I don't blame Alexander for wanting to kill Lisbeth.
Don't we
Lord
all?
knows I have. But yes. So, all we need to do is catch some fires. It should be easy enough. If only... Yeah, so our plan is to go, rig something to go wrong, and walk away. We don't need to stop and talk to Philomath. We do not need to encounter anyone on the lot that will have a conversation with us. It's 3 a.m. We just need to get this done fast.
Let's not waste time.
All right. So we leave for Burbank now.
All
As
right. Oh, yeah?
As we're leaving, Celine would want to take Alexander off to the side for a moment.
Okay.
Alexander, I've been meaning, and I was a little distracted, but to check in, make sure you're okay after that nasty business.
I'm fine, thank you.
Now, some of us are of the mind that Lisbeth has lost her way, especially in matters of the clan, but I want you to know that the rest of us, especially me, are there for you. And I want you to know that you don't need to talk to that tailor or whatever. Your suits are just fine, and as a matter of fact, I will take, if you wish, I can take that business card off your hands.
I'm wondering if he's even still has the business card, to be quite honest. I imagine he might have ripped that to shreds as in an off moment, being like, feelings, having some kind of positive disposition towards her, and then reminding himself, like, no, I hate her, and just rips it up, and he's like, I don't have that anymore. I'm sorry.
Well, that's... all right. We should get going before Calvin loses his mind.
Yes, I believe we should.
As you all head out, Silas, standing across the street as the car is pulled up, is someone you recognize. It's a former snitch of yours.
Son of a bitch.
And he's trying to, make eye contact with you.
Gang, keep the motor running. I won't be a second. I walk across the street.
Hey, Cap.
What do you want,
Hey,
Jerry?
I got some information if you got a little cash.
Oh, boy. You ain't had anything hot since the Jazz Age.
That's a hard thing to say to a fellow who's down on his luck. Come on, I got something for you. What do you say?
Give me a taste.
There's been more murder.
Oh, yeah.
Some people have gone missing. Yeah, but this is for reals. 5 laymen from one of the local churches have gone missing.
How local?
Downtown. I have just blanked on its name. Damn it. The downtown diocese church of the Catholic Church. I lost it, but I'll look it up later, and we will retcon that into. But yeah, for the big shots have gone missing.
Well, that ain't good.
I know. They don't want to report it to the police. You know the Catholic Church. They like to keep those things on the inside.
You don't know the half of it. All right.
So what do you say?
How much you need?
You got 20 on you? Got a sawbuck?
I got a 10, and that's all you're going to take.
That's a deal, partner. It's been good to see you. Doink. It was
Scram.
5 missing clergy. Yeah, I'm sorry, clergy. I just wanted to say layman, see? Yeah.
Well, never mind. Yeah.
All right. So after Jerome beats feet, I go back to the car.
Right.
Obviously irritated.
You're on the car. Oh, go ahead.
What are we waiting for? Come on.
You.
Okay, and with that, you make your way up the hills into Burbank, past the Griffith Observatory. You see it high on the hill, and past the Hollywood signs onto the other side of Griffith Park, which is this large kind of bald hill. You see the Hollywoodland sign, because it's 1943 and it still says Hollywoodland and not Hollywood. And you find yourself in the land where dreams are made, Hollywood itself. Here, you drive up to the front. We'll start at the front, and then you guys can tell me where you go. Of Warner Brothers Studios, circa 1943. It's a wide marble building with columns starting on the second floor, going up to the ceiling, and banks of windows. There's a gate off to one side, and walls that go back into the studio itself. Rising above and behind that main production building, you see the Warner Brothers water tower with the WB painted on it. The lights on all of the kind of hanging lamps are lit, as is the name Warner Brothers West Coast Studios on the very top. You see one car parked out front, and most of the lights are off on the very front of the building, except for two kind of random ones, one on either side of the building, on either end of the building.
All right. There's a number of ways we can do this. Let's see. Do you want me to drop a name, or do you want to, we could just walk on the lots?
The gates are closed right now. There's a security guard standing at the gate. You would know, both you and Celine would know, actually, that you can't go in the main building at this time either. The doors are locked. It's 3:30 in the morning.
All right. So if we pull up to the gates, I can drop a name and get us through.
Maybe. Yeah.
I was going to say, would I know if my contact Vivian is working on a Warner Brothers project or not?
Yes, you would know that. Which one's Vivian? Remind me.
Vivian is, I believe I put my notes, she's a assistant art director for
Oh, yeah. I think it is safe to say that someone who is an assistant art director is probably working on multiple projects at once. And so for the purposes of narrative ease, absolutely, they're working on a Warner Brothers thing. What's the point of having contacts if you can't use them? It is 3:30 in the morning, however, so you would be very likely waking her up if you were to give her a call.
I might be able to talk my way through without rousing anyone.
Celine?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So, my plan, and let me know how this works, is to pull up to the window like we are there on legitimate business.
Yep.
Roll down the window and talk to the guard and tell him that I was summoned here by Priscilla Lane, who might be in a delicate state. And that her recent marriage to Mr. Howard might depend on it.
All right. So yeah, you come up and you say that to the guard, and he looks around. I'm gonna need you to make a probably subterfuge plus charisma. Dirty, dirty liar.
Oh, this will end up in the papers tomorrow.
Yeah. Critical hit. He's like, "Oh gosh, sir, I'm yes, of course. I won't. I would imagine you don't want me to say anything, do you?"
You never saw any of us, and I hand him a 20.
Sir, this is incredibly generous. Thank you.
You're great at your job, and I look at his name tag. Ralph.
Thank you, sir. You'll have the utmost discretion from me, I promise.
Good man. I roll up the window and go, yes? Let's go.
Right, let's get on with
Bruce, drive.
Right, sir. It's lot 15. Each lot is essentially a large warehouse that's been converted into, with studio space and office space and production space in each of them. And as you roll onto the lot, you see every once in a while a security guard walking by with a flashlight. They don't seem to notice, figuring that if you got through the gate, you're probably okay, and you're in your car, so it's not like you climbed a wall. They figure you're probably fine, and you're just faced with white painted warehouse after white painted warehouse with these kind of grass sides and these palm trees rising up. And you make your way around the corner. 15's kind of not in the back lot, but it is not one of the main 10 studios that's in the front. And as you come around, you see lot 15 kind of down on the left.
All right, let's pull up to it. Make sure
The doors are
secure.
obviously locked. Uh-oh.
Oh,
We lost someone for a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a camera catastrophe. We'll be fixing that right now.
Apparently, I'm Silas.
Yes,
so,
you are. I will fix these. Just continue to keep going.
All right, let's go in. There should probably be no one here.
There probably won't be anyone here. There is one car parked another lot down.
All right, let's not make too much noise. But to be honest, I want to see as many papers as I can, and then we can find their fireworks. I'll need to look at the script to judge how to burn this place most efficiently, and the cast sheet, and certain papers.
I need all the information. That's all I'm saying.
I just need to get into the director's office. Or is there a trailer outside? Or the trailers?
No, it's inside. This is office. This isn't trailers. They're not on set. They're not on location somewhere, so there's
Gotcha.
no trailer. Yeah.
All right.
Door's locked.
I look. Anyone do this? I'm sorry. I don't.
Does anyone do this?
I point to the lock. This.
I think I can do this.
Actually, would that be a subterfuge or larceny?
It would be larceny.
Yeah, I have a point in it, so I could give it I could give it a shot. But to be honest, I'm not the best at it.
Where are you?
Do we have anybody good at larceny? I'm pretty sure we have people good at larceny in the team.
I have 1 dot.
Don't look at me.
Hang on.
I'm gonna have to.
To break open a lock is a larceny.
Yeah,
plus
okay.
dex
I
roll.
got 3 dots.
The private eye should be able to.
Yeah. So go ahead and give me a dex plus larceny, or larceny plus dex.
Oh, no modifiers, right?
No modifiers on this one. That's correct.
There we go.
Yeah. You keep not like a skeleton key, but lock picks on you, and after a moment, you're. What are the rest of you doing as Silas works the lock?
I hope one of you is watching out for guards.
That's me.
Alright.
Definitely keeping an eye out.
All right. Celine and Alexander?
Alexander's quite nervous, so probably paranoid, looking around, every little sound. This is definitely not his realm of expertise. And he kind of came along possibly because of the positive feelings that he has, or the positive disposition he has towards Lizaveta right now. So it's we need to do something for Lizaveta. That might not be a bad idea. And then he gets here and he's like, I hate that woman so much.
Why don't you make me a awareness plus perception roll? It's perception,
Okay.
right? Am I stupid? No, awareness plus wits. Awareness plus wits.
I can do that.
You before Silas is finished, even though he will successfully get the lock unfinished, you see a flashlight coming down one of the lanes. The guard that it is attached to has not shown himself yet, but you see the light.
Okay, so I see the light for a guard. I'm going to quietly alert everybody. And I might tap Silas just to be like, someone's coming, without saying it.
Okay, no pressure.
Hurry up, kind of like a quick tap on the shoulder, like, hurry up. And I'm going to look for somewhere to hide, maybe.
Okay.
Celine, once it's pointed out to Celine, she'll move kind of towards where the guard's going to come around the corner.
Okay. So, as the guard begins coming around the corner, in one of those classic movie moments, the door opens, and you can either enter or choose to intercept the guard as your character would do. You guys let me know.
I'm going in.
I am already inside.
If inside is hiding, I'm going in.
Celine and Audra?
I'm waiting for Celine because Audra would be the last one in.
So Celine, if the door's open, Celine will dart in.
Okay.
Yeah. So Celine would go in, and then Audra would follow as the last person.
Okay. Can everybody except Silas give me a stealth plus dex roll, please?
Can't do
it. Sorry, what roll?
Stealth plus dex.
Okay.
I slip in quietly.
I do my best. Oh no.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
So
clearly there was a paint can just inside the door.
So fascinatingly, this is the example given in the book for when a messy critical turns into a bestial failure. Is if you can't find a way, such as with stealth, to turn a messy critical into something where the beast would rouse silently, because it's never silent, it turns into a bestial failure. And
No.
yeah. So here's what happens. Audra said she'd be the last one in, so narratively this is perfect. Silas darts in, Alexander darts in, Calvin darts in, Celine darts in, each one of them expertly quiet. Audra, you come up to the thing and you hear this. Do you wear heels?
I do.
You hear this snap! And you look down, and as you do, the flashlight comes up at you, and you're like, fuck, I failed! And as your beast comes out, we're going to take a quick break.
Oh no!
I'm missing
again.
We'll be back in a minute, team.
Sergeant First Class Mark Wood.
Read that, and we're coming back in. All right, so we are back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to part 2 of tonight's episode of A Crusade of Thorns, Camarilla. And as everyone gets their hat back on at exactly the same time, I loved it. That was just a little... We need to actually cut that into a GIF, because that was amazing. You were all like, whew, at the same time. That was perfect. I love this game. All right. We're doing a little 1943 Vampire Noir for you all, as our team has been forced into a situation where they have to act against their own best interests and break into Warner Brothers Studios and sabotage one of their allies' movies for the benefit of someone who is turning into one of their enemies. A super bad day for the team. This all came about because someone maybe frenzied a little on their sire, maybe a little bit. And so yeah.
Just a little.
So they're also investigating a murder, but have been sidetracked. But should they complete this successfully, that enemy of theirs, Lizaveta Affiance, will give them the information they want. One of the core tensions in Vampire the Masquerade is politics, and these guys are deep in the shit now. So what just happened? Our party successfully picked the lock to get inside Lot 15 on Warner Brothers Studio. 4 of them snuck in successfully. However, one of them broke the stealth by snapping a heel, and is now, because it was a bestial success, because it was a messy critical on a stealth roll, it converts essentially into a bestial failure. And now Adra's under a compulsion of dominance. Adra must win on her own at the next thing that she is attempting to do, that the group is attempting to do, to prove that she is better and in control. So this can take one of 2 options for you, Adra. You can either take it out directly on the guard in some way, if you find a way to act out the compulsion, or you can successfully sneak in and use that compulsion when you guys are inside to try and get one up on the rest of the coterie.
How much control does she have of herself at this point?
Because you are not, this is not a rage thing, this is not an anger-based thing, your beast is telling you that you must be the dominant person.
I see, okay.
Yeah, you have to show dominance, and more than that, you have to remind whoever it is that you are showing dominance over that you are obviously better than them in every way by gloating about it.
Okay. She's not going to take it out on the guard. I think the part of her the part of her that's still rational, I think, would tell her just, dive inside the door and close it really fast, and deal with this compulsion afterwards.
Okay. Yes, so as the flashlight whips up to the door quickly closes just before the light gets there, and you have dived inside, -1 shoe, and deeply frustrated.
Pretty much, and so she's pretty pissed about it. She goes, damn it. Nearly gave it up, but at least we're through the door, so she's a little grumpy, but we're good.
Okay, so, team. The scene that presents itself to you right now is a linoleum hallway with white painted walls. Every 20 feet or so down, there are doors. About 100 feet down, there are the large double doors where the set is and probably where the prop shop is and all that sort of stuff, right? So you're in the pre-production art direction sort of director's office area where you find a number of offices that help with the running of the movie. And then the second half, the back half of Lot 15, this giant warehouse, is where all the stuff is made and where the movie sets are set up to actually do the filming. What do you want to do?
All right, so we need to... if the prop room lights on fire, this place is probably going to go up pretty quick. So we need to get into some of these offices first, find what we need to find. Find what might be helpful to us as a group. And to be honest, the fire will probably cover our tracks.
Rummage through some crap.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go directly to the executive producer's office.
Okay.
Like the biggest wig's office in this warehouse that I can find.
All right. So yeah, you poke your head into a number of rooms. You see kind of an actor's dressing room that you poke your head into. There's a lead actress's dressing room that you poke your head into. And
can I make a note of who the lead actress is and what color lipstick she likes?
Yes, please hold. There's actually a bouquet of flowers as well. Roses on her desk as you put your head in there.
Her eyes at him.
I will read the card.
She might be over there. She can just roll her eyes at him.
1 second. I'm pulling up some notes. The actress is actually Vivian Lee. And the note, make a wits plus awareness test.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Awareness. Two successes.
You pull out the rose petal. And you look at these roses. These are the same roses. There's a little card on it. It says, "To Vivian, be seeing you soon." And it says, it is from the Lily of the Valley florists in Burbank.
No one signed.
There's no signature.
Well, shit. She doesn't know this is a threat. I suddenly figure out how to turn this to my advantage. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take note of that. I will actually grab the card out of the flowers.
Okay. Card is grabbed and goes into into your bank of things.
Into my inventory.
Yeah. So while you're poking around in there, I'm interested, what's everybody else doing? Because that takes you a minute. You're like, hang on, wait a minute. Huh. Boink. So what's everyone else doing that time?
I want to go... I don't want to go to the producer. I want to go to the director's office and rummage through there.
What are you looking for? Easy enough to find.
Cast lists. I want to know who's working on the movie.
You get a full cast list. Absolutely. He's got a full call list for everyone from a single grip all the way up to Fred McMurray and Vivian Lee, the two leads in this.
Yeah. And I am going to assume I probably have a bag of some sort and I stuff it away.
Yeah. Absolutely. Single piece of like typed paper. It's actually like stapled together. There's also a copy of the script with his notes if you want it.
I will grab it.
And real quick, just because I know you are going to want to know this, or you might not, but I like this sort of ephemera. The director is... Get to my notes. This is actually a Howard Hawks film.
All right. What's it called again? His Boy at War? What did we say?
What did we call it?
For the Boys.
For the Boys. That's right. It's For the Boys. But not the Bette Midler movie from the 1980s. Right. The original version.
That was a remake of this.
Yeah, that definitely a remake of this. Actually, not anymore. It was the original now.
Yet the script hung around Hollywood for 40 years.
So, Alexander, what are you doing as they're rummaging through those two offices? You all have an opportunity to take an action kind of at the same time.
Is there even anything of interest is my concern. I feel like Alexander is like, okay, can we move this along? So maybe Alexander would assist. Like Calvin could say, like, go look over here, or whatnot. But beyond that, I don't know if Alexander would rummage through stuff unless directed to. Okay. Because he doesn't know what to look for.
Okay. If Calvin or Celine, who seem to be actively looking for intel, have ideas for Alexander, you should pop them in. Audra, what are you doing?
Audra's situation is very similar to Alexander's. She doesn't give too much of a hoot about Hollywood. She just wants to get this done and get out of here. Not to mention she's grumpy.
But to get this done and get out of here would fulfill your compulsion, especially if you did it before Calvin.
That's true.
Who's been just taking the lead on everything. And somebody's got to show that guy that he's not always in charge and has to show him up. And your beast is just like, I'm a Ventru. It doesn't matter who he is. Mine is rulership and dominance. And you just feel it in you.
She'd really like to start that fire. And it's the worst. She's just like, I just want to get this done and get out of here. Like, Jesus Christ, man, we just light this damn fire. But I mean, at the same time, like, just trying to be patient. Not really happening.
I don't think you would be patient at this point, given your thing, right? You want to show that you can do this better than anyone else, right?
Okay.
Right, so the way I envision this, and Silas, we'll get to you in a second because that's gonna matter. Silas, what are you doing?
I also was of the mind, like, while everybody appears to be dicking around, let's find the producer's office and rummage through his stuff, take whatever we need. Except, I don't know what Calvin thinks we need. So
Anything. Books, names, phone numbers, anything with a signature or someone's handwritten notes, anything.
all right, so then I am going to find the producer.
Oh, and a bottle of alcohol to flood their desk with.
I assume Howard Hawks is also acting as a producer on this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So I find whichever office says H. Hawks production office. Break into his filing cabinet and start just flipping through files to see anything.
Absolutely. There. So most of the notes are about this. Why don't you give me wits investigation?
All right, investigation wits. Again, I'm assuming no modifiers here.
No, unless you have a corporate espionage sort of thing. But you do find some interesting stuff. Most of this is really production notes for this movie, which will soon not be a movie anymore, and therefore is kind of useless. But on the bottom, it seems like he keeps what do they call it at the time? A carbon copy of some of his business notes, like for upcoming productions, for upcoming investments that would be fed into productions, right? So you find some essentially important corporate espionage bits that include financial information and future plans on ways in which he can make more money through Hollywood.
Okay, so I'm going to roll those up and stuff them in my jacket, and then I'm going to go over to his desk. I assume he's got some kind of Rolodesk?
Yeah, definitely a Rolodesk.
So I'm going to very easily pick the lock on the Rolodesk.
Yeah, well, just...
I might as well just snap it up. Okay.
Yeah.
And then just, because now I'm looking into personal things.
Oh, nice. There's a small black book in there.
Okay. I pick it up, I'm flipping through it. I'm seeing numbers.
As you pick it up,
seeing hearts and ranking systems.
You are. There's all of that stuff. And a key comes out. And it's got a small metal tag on it that's been blackened. And engraved on it, it says the Midnight Club.
Hey.
Moonlight Club or Midnight Club?
Moonlight Club. Learn to talk, Sean. The Moonlight Club. It looks like a key to a locker you'd find in a bus station.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, with like the weird little knob.
They
still have it back then. They had probably something weird.
They had something like it. Yeah.
All right. So I look behind me to see if anybody has noticed that I found this. And
no.
So then I stuff it all just in my coat.
Okay. Yeah, you've got a book of his personal contacts with notes about some of those personal contacts. You may not have enough time to read through it and grok it all right now, but you definitely have an important piece of information about an important person. And last but not least, as you all kind of break into different rooms and Alexander is kind of tagging along with Calvin to help out as best he can, Adra just makes a beeline to the double doors at the end. There's a cocoon as you open the doors. And there's in front of you, it's like, have you ever, did anybody watch 30 Rock?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, well,
yes.
Audra, it's most important for Audra. But, there's a prop area where all the props are kept over here. And it's not really a room. It's just a bunch of shelves put together in such a way that it feels like it's cordoned off from everything else. Right? It's long shelves with props on them, right? And then there's the production stage where the actual stuff happens. And then there's a shop for sawing and making things over on the other side. And so you find yourself in the production area of Lot 15.
Okay. Time to light some props on fire.
How would you like to go about your destruction?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Would there be something in the wood shop that would work?
At the time, all of those power tools were probably powered by gasoline.
Okay, gasoline sounds good. But where am I going to find something to spark it?
Everyone has lighters.
You have a lighter. Everyone has a lighter. It's 1943. Yes.
Let's get some gas.
Okay, I want to give you all a warning at this point. Vampires are supernaturally afraid of fire.
Okay.
Being near fire could cause you to frenzy.
This is going to go great.
I want to throw it out there at the beginning before you decide to douse something with gasoline, which you may still do because your beast is compelling you to do this in the most powerful way that you can, to tell all of them to fuck off, right? You may still want to do it that way. Because it is aggressively, like, alpha person, right? Like...
Yeah, no, sorry, y'all. We're fucked. I'm doing it.
Kevin supports you.
I love it, yes. Sean also supports
so
you.
well.
Yeah. Okay, so there's some like gasoline tins for some of the gas powered equipment that's here. There's a generator you find that's got a couple of tins of gasoline near it as well. And you can douse whatever you would like to douse with gasoline. How thorough are you going to be?
Very.
Okay.
Everything she can douse, she's gonna douse. She's gonna all the props, costumes, whatever is laying in there that looks even remotely flammable.
I love it.
You know, everything.
Are you humming a tune while you are dousing everything with gasoline?
Do you have a suggestion?
I just was picturing we're in the money, but
I'm looking for the frenzy rolls just to make sure I don't lie.
As time goes
this
by.
might have been
Oh god.
I think one thing that Audra would do, just because like she Beast is taken over, but at the same time she'd, I think she would just kind of yell out and she'd be like, "Are we done yet?" Like, you know what I mean? Like she's yelling at her people and she's like, "Hurry up! Like, are we done yet?" And she's already dousing things because she doesn't really give a fuck. She's like, "All right, I'm doing this."
What?
And you all hear, "All right, I'm doing this," as each of you, within a few moments of each other, walk out of your office that you had been digging around in. And are you dropping the lighter?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
All right, so we're going to do this in kind of backwards order from proximity to the fire. The four of you who are out in the hallway know that you're in a burning building. It's enough to trigger a very mild test to run away from the fire. I would like each of you to let me make sure on the rules, because this is the first time we'll be doing this. I believe it is just a willpower test. It's a willpower test. So your difficulty for this is only a 2.
I mean, I want to run.
I also want to run.
It is the difference between choosing to run and being supernaturally compelled by your beast to get the fuck out and scream.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So willpower?
Yeah, you will roll your willpower.
Where is that?
It's next to health under traits.
Oh, there it is. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
Do I do that as well? Sorry.
Yes, but you're going to have a different difficulty. So you all realize there's fire and are able to, in whatever way you choose, coherently, may walk out, sneak out, get out of the building, knowing that it probably will take a little while to get to you. Being directly next to this fire, however,
Whoops.
I need you to give me a willpower test at 3, Audra. 3. The difficulty is 3. You'll need 3 successes, not to freak the fuck out.
Okay. So just the willpower and no modifiers?
Willpower, no modifiers. Okay. So, here's what happens. You will flee from the source of danger without regard to anyone or anything in your way. When it ends, you can end the terror frenzy ends when you no longer perceive any danger to yourself.
Sounds about right.
So, The four of you are kind of looking at each other, and I feel like there's a perfect narrative way to do this. And the fire's going, and you're all about to go, and then you just see Audra like, ah, and run past you.
Well, shit. And if there was like a bottle of booze or anything in Vivian Lee's or office, he'd like throw that at the ground so it shatters and catches some shit and run.
Yeah, okay. Anyone else get any final actions within what will soon be the former Warehouse 15 or Lot 15 on Warner Brothers Studio?
Nope, I'm getting out.
Yeah, out.
That is not how I expected that to happen. Audra.
I'm picturing just a door with a great Audra-sized hole in it. Walk through and shut behind.
Oh, this has not gone well for Audra.
You run out the door and run smack into a security guard. He goes, ah! What do you do?
She's not thinking straight at all. Fire it too close, it freaked her out. She's absolutely not thinking straight. She wants this guard out of her way. So she's just gonna swipe at him. She just wants him out of her way, gone,
okay.
Like GTFO.
Yeah, make me a Dex plus. Are you good? I would imagine you carry your rapier with you.
That's a sentence.
I mean, would she have for this?
I mean, it's up to you. You are an expert in this thing, and you live in a world of danger.
Okay, yeah, and I guess they were going to go do a dangerous thing. So yeah, okay, she's got her rapier with her.
So would your instinct be, because of your training, to hit this person with a fist, or run them through with your sword?
I think just because she's in such a panic, it's gonna be a fist. She just wants them out of the way. It's not even like I'm gonna fight. I'm just like, move. Okay,
yeah. So that is a brawl plus dex.
Okay. Hit the brawl button.
You knock him on his ass as you get out of the way. And the four of you are now heading out, and you see this. Audra runs out, and she runs into a guard and just, like, bops him on the head, and he, like, falls. He's still up, and he goes, oh, shit! And you hear the oh, shit yell. Audra's running. What are you four doing?
I look at this dude, and I say stay. I'm going to use my compel. I want... just stay. When he uses it to tell him to stay where he is.
I don't believe compel requires a rouse check, and because they're human, it just happens. But let me make sure it does not require a rouse check. It is dominate, compel. It's free. Yeah, you mind whammy him, and he sits there.
Right. Everyone get going. Go. I'll take care of Randolph here. Go.
I follow Adra.
Get her into the car. And I don't know if this will end the compulsion, but I want to cloud memory him.
It will end the compulsion, but it will do better. It will do one step better than that, and you will have given him one half of the event remind whammy. So, you may cloud memory. Cloud memory does indeed require no rouse check. And also, no roll is required against an unprepared mortal, so you can just do it.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, the last 3 minutes, in about 10 seconds, he's not going to remember what happened. You have flashy thingied him. Thunk!
Yeah. I leave. I mean, what else is there to do?
Yeah. You all hop in the car, which is probably parked 2 down the way, and you start speeding off.
Don't speed. Don't speed.
No, okay, sorry. And he slows down. He's like driving casually.
Audrey's car is out, just still running.
No, you're good now. Getting in the car is enough for you to have dropped the frenzy.
Okay,
But you still feel the need to gloat.
Miles.
Everything you just did was awesome and proved that you were better than them. And you feel the need to gloat over it to them. This is part of the compulsion.
Right.
Yeah.
See, that didn't have to take that long. All you had to do was light the damn warehouse on fire. What were you all doing?
That was...
No one has anything to say?
I have so much to say. Can I count on any of you except Silas? Can any of you do anything? Jesus. You didn't, you could have killed us. You could have killed that guard. You could have left evidence.
But I didn't, and everything went up in flames anyway, so it's fine.
You didn't leave any evidence of your presence there whatsoever.
Of course not.
Where's your shoes?
I had it. I had it.
Oh no!
You left a broken shoe.
I swear I had it. Oh.
And then the compulsion fades, and you realize what just happened.
And now she's stuck in a car with these people. God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
We can't go back for it.
No, of course we're not going back for it.
All right.
If we're being fair, there's probably no shoe to go back for.
It'll be fine. It'll be burnt to a crisp. It'll just look like one of the costume shoes.
We'll do what we have to survive this.
It'll be fine.
Well, we've done what Lisbeth wants. Ugh.
And it is getting on towards dawn.
All right. Everybody, does anyone have any... God damn it. We may lose Vivian Lee.
What do you mean?
Don't worry about it. You, Alexander, you have contacts in the press, correct?
I do.
In the gossips?
I have contacts with the head editor.
All right, I was going to use this for my own advantage, but we should let Vivian Lee know. You should put out rumors that there's someone threatening Vivian Lee's life.
Oh, interesting.
I'm sorry, I didn't tell you any of this.
Okay.
But I found the roses in her room. They were the same roses from under the tongue.
Oh, I see.
So she's in a lot of danger. So if you get word to the press out that there's a stalker coming after her, I don't know, that should help. Because if Vivian Lee dies, Philomath is not going to forgive us if she ever links us to this.
I'll see what I can do. I can see. So it's almost dawn, right?
Yeah, it's getting pretty close to dawn. You've got you've got enough time to get back to the building.
Okay. Is there any way that I could set up like a note that somebody, maybe if Calvin has a retainer, that I could send the note with?
Also, yes,
so I
need
to
where?
my contact. To
the night desk, like the LA Times is open essentially 24 hours. There are night editors who you could leave a message with.
Yeah, but I'd want to send this directly to Adrian.
Okay.
And see what he could do. Like, put his best writer of this kind of thing on it.
Yeah.
So I'd want to send it directly to him.
Okay.
And I don't think he'd be awake.
Yeah, probably not at 4:30 in the morning yet. Easily enough done. If Calvin has, Calvin or Celine probably definitely has a retainer who could get that.
Yes, I actually have some stuff I want Ignis to do as well.
I also remind, while I'm dealing with messengers and Alexander, to send the notes that he promised to Dr. Cook, the Maccabian, that you have a meeting with in 2 days.
Cross.
Yeah.
Cross.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to send those notes.
All right. As I'm trying to think of what else we need to do to cover our asses.
Silas?
Well, I was going to say I can call the morning desk sergeant and have them have a couple of patrolmen follow Vivian Lee a discreet distance, just to keep track of her during the day until we can follow up on this.
That's not a bad plan. I'm worried if it will show too much of our hand, but
Or I can have one of my personal guys do it.
Oh, yes, excellent.
All right. I'll put my man Kip on it.
All right. And what did we
note to send
find?
to Kip to watch Vivian Lee. This game is surreal, and I love it.
I'm sure he'll have a tough time staring at Vivian Lee all day. Now,
Don't make assumptions about Kip.
I've never met the. Oh, God. Did anyone find anything useful?
We can talk
Before
about that a little
it
bit.
suddenly went up in flames?
You are off the lot at this point. You are safely away. And as you as you drive off from the lot, you hear this thump from behind you, as if maybe the natural gas or whatever that they keep in reserve to help power the place in a generator exploded or something. You can't
Fourth
really
Boy
see
probably
it.
has some war scenes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Something.
the
Did we
artillery
burn
goes off
down
at
the
once.
entirety of Warner Brothers?
They space these lots far apart for this exact reason.
Okay.
Please tell me Audra didn't just burn the whole thing studio down.
They have a water tower. Of course, there's 3 cartoon children living in it. But
There are 3 cartoon children living in it.
You count on them to put the fire out?
That's gonna go well.
okay. But God, yes. Well, if we wake up tomorrow night, this won't have been for waste. We have information coming to us from Lisbeth. I'm sorry. I will go in there alone if you prefer.
No, I'd like
You
to
really
see-
want to see your sire a little bit. And then you also really don't, Alexander. You really do and
no.
you really don't.
I think at this point, Alexander is like kind of almost interjects to say, "Well, maybe I'll go with you," and then stops himself and then just shakes his head.
We could all go, or if you feel numbers are better, but all right. Does anyone else have anything they need to handle or information? I've got a couple of things that I can use from Miss Lee, but I don't. I may have saved Vivian Lee's life, but I didn't really advance.
I'm currently keeping my mouth shut.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you make it back to the Redden building about 20 minutes before dawn. Enough time for you to get your notes away to Kip, to your editor, to who else needed notes?
It's the guy I'm supposed to meet with that I can't remember the name of.
Dr. Cross.
Dr. Cross. Dr. Oster Cross, Austercross, Malkavian Primogen at Caltech.
Okay.
I probably have a runner for scripts, and it's just
Yeah. Sydney will send it at the very worst.
And when I get back, I put the script I found in an envelope
Mhm.
with a note for Ignis to take it to my safety deposit box in the morning, and then I hide the cast list for myself.
Nice. Nicely done. All right. And with that, you feel the darkness that comes with every dawn overtaking you. And you slip into a dreamless nothing. As a day goes by for the living outside, the sun crests, peaks into the sky, and raises, and you wake again, as if no time had passed. For you do not dream, you do not feel. You are nearly dead when you sleep. But as the blood rouses again the next evening, each of you rises. In your own rooms. Everyone give me a rouse check.
Boom.
If you gained a hunger, please mark it on your sheet. Just fill in the next dot in the row. Alexander, you will heal. What is your stamina?
What is my... Sorry?
Your stamina?
My stamina.
Your stamina.
It's 2.
So you will heal 2 more of those wounds as you sleep.
Okay, I'm back up to health.
Okay. And that costs no blood. So normally those sorts of wounds you would take half damage, but she used a discipline that most Toreador don't have, by the way. You found it odd that she was able to grow claws. Another clan is known for that. And they did all of the damage to you. Yeah. There's a story behind that, but that's for another night. And as you rise, you come out into your common area after getting ready, and what happens?
All right. Calvin is wearing a different, very nice suit. And will... what is it when you flush your face to appear more?
Oh, Blush of Life, for which you will need to make a second rouse check.
Hey, I gain hunger.
Yeah.
Celine
And
is
anyone who
also
wants...
going to do that.
Do that.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm also going to feed.
Everybody's thirsty. Yeah.
I'm not going to bother.
So we
I
gain
feel
one.
like walking around looking a little corpse-like today.
Okay.
I feel it'll help me pass me off to people as looking like I have not slept.
There's a copy of the LA Times sitting on kind of the central table. And there are 3 headlines that catch your eye. One is the Army at the Long Beach Naval Docks. There was an explosion last night. The Navy is reporting that there was an accidental detonation of munitions. There was also a fire on Warner Brothers' lot. It was able to be contained to a single lot, but that lot has been consumed. The fire department believes it's arson, is looking into it. And then lastly, in the gossip column, it says stalker going after it. There's possibly a stalker going after Vivian Lee, but police protection has been provided.
With any luck, with any luck, your police will link that fire to a stalker. Wait, what do I mean with any luck? Have your police link that fire to Vivian Lee's. Yes, my luck is knowing you, Silas. Yes.
Quick question. The Blush of Life, if we gained a hunger, did the blush thing still work, or?
It does. It will always work. It's just a matter of if your body efficiently or inefficiently processes the blood.
Got it. Okay.
All right. And as we want to progress the story at this point, you can each just roll whatever we had you roll last time for your hunger, which I think was like persuasion seduction for Audra. Celine, I think it was a persuasion etiquette. Calvin, I don't remember what yours was because it was
persuasion seduction.
Persuasion seduction. So if you can each just roll that, and as long as you get at least one success, you'll be able to take 10 minutes to feed yourself. Don't fail.
Would it be manipulation or charisma? That's it. That's it.
Oh no.
Celine.
You just had to say something, didn't you?
I did.
I'm sorry.
I do not remember what I rolled, but I feel like we should get into this first.
Yeah, Dex Brawl.
Dex Brawl, okay.
Yep.
Remember to add 1 if you've got a specialty.
Yeah, remember to add 1 if you have a specialty in, knocking people out or... Yeah. So instead of getting more into the story, Celine, you go ahead and set your hunger to no hunger.
Oh.
As in the moment, you have drained this person dry. And laying on your... Let's talk about who you were feeding off of there. You're Scene Queen, so it's obviously someone attached in some way to the Vien d'Oro, who would be around early evening, just as the sun goes down. Who did you drain dry?
Early evening. The place probably isn't quite packed yet. Possibly one of the musicians.
Okay. You have a house band, and you didn't have an additional booking for tonight, so it'll be the house band. Drummer, bassist, trombone player, trumpet player, saxophone player, or vocalist. Or piano player.
Oh, tempting. You know what? Piano player.
Piano player. All right. A younger gentleman by the name of Alex. Not Alexander, Alex. Who was actually quite promising, and you, in your lust to feel that talent pumping through your veins and just enjoy for a moment what it felt like to be human, you lose yourself, and you drink, and you drink, and you drink, and you drink, and suddenly there's a body in front of you. I would like you to take one stain on your humanity. So the way that works, as you have violated a chronicle tenet, only kill to protect the coterie of the masquerade, and you take a second stain because you have killed a human and you're on humanity. So what that means is you will see on your humanity tracker, on the left-hand side, you'll have boxes filling up, right? You want to mark those on the right-hand side, the two stains, and they will show up as little slashes. And at the end of the night, remind me that we need to roll your remorse roll.
Okay.
Okay? And everyone else is successfully fed, but you have a problem. So, how does this happen? What happens? What do you do? There's a body. You've got your friends here.
So, we're probably at my personal piano, because that's probably how I got them up there. And
Play it again, Sam. Oh, yeah, nope, now his name's Sam. His name's Sam. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, now his name's Sam. It's done.
Damn it. I'm assuming, like, as a retainer, they know about us, right?
It depends. Some retainers do. I would imagine, not Vivian, what's her name?
Ignis.
Ignis most definitely knows, right? Like, Ignis would clearly have a clue. But your everyday workers, maybe not, right? Maybe they're just like, oh, she keeps night hours because it's mostly a nightclub. Like, we do dinner and lunch and all that stuff, but it's mostly a nightclub.
So I would probably immediately call for Ignis.
Yes? Oh!
Yes,
darling.
Yes, it's okay, dear. I need you to fetch me Silas, please, and be quick.
Yes, I'll go get him. Silas, you are busy knocking someone over the head and drinking their blood. Some early drinker, we'll say, has come out of one of the bars super drunk. He's a day drinker. And a very prim-looking woman, well-dressed, in essentially business restaurant, we'll say, comes up to you. And you know this is Ignis. She goes, detective, sir.
Still so early.
We
Okay. All right.
We have a problem.
Let me prop this guy up. Show me what we're dealing with.
Okay, well, and as you get inside and go back to the private piano, she's like, I think we're going to need a new pianist. And she'll take you up to Celine.
Piano.
And there, slumped on the piano, is the pianist for your guys' bar, and Celine. Looking very full and flush with life.
There was an unfortunate accident.
Yeah, I'll say. I will say. But you seem fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm lovely.
Great.
Now,
Oh my god.
can you help me
Gonna
out
need
here?
some tarp.
Interesting.
Oh,
Oh
no.
my god, it's just a trip to the grocery store. The hardware store. I don't even know what these are for, but I don't like it.
You are. So every time you feed, there's resonance involved, a certain way that you feel afterwards. Most of the time, it's a fleeting sensation. But every once in a while, I'm going to check to see what it is, right? It's a little onerous to do it for every feed every time, but this time I did it. And I did it for Celine's because she drained this person down to the very last drop in their heart. And so you are intensely joyful, just almost manically joyful, and will be for the rest of the night.
Oh no. Yes. A tarp. I'm sure we have one of those laying around. Everything's going to be fine. You got this. I believe in you, Silas.
That smile is creeping me out. All right, Igneous, to the basement.
Okay. What are we doing?
We're gonna get some tarp and some saws.
There's tarp and saws down there. Okay.
Eucalyptus.
A request you should... Please don't chop him up in here. These fools are very, very nice, and I wouldn't want them to mess it up.
What do you think the tarp is for?
It's not like there's any blood left, right?
I mean, there's gonna be a little viscera.
Okay. You guys make it down to the basement with the body. There's a little bit of like, but you have like a dot or two of potence, so it's fine. And sure, just cause there's saws and tarps down there, you're vampires. You're probably prepared for this. Can you really quickly? I'm interested in how you deal with this, Silas. The
Me?
removal, yes.
Okay.
The removal of a body.
Of taking care of it, this is just part of the job. It's not a great part of the job. But, so as long as like from getting from point B from point A to point B where the job is completed, I'm just on job mode.
Okay.
After that, I'm probably going to be mad.
Okay. It takes about 20 minutes.
Which I thought Sam was pretty good.
Sam was pretty great. He was very talented. He picked by a Toreador. That whole band is very talented.
Oh God, nobody in that band is related, are they?
No, thank God. Yeah.
Oh God, nobody in that band is in a union, are they?
Ooh, I'll have to check our paperwork, sir. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check that man.
Yeah, as you guys are having this conversation, as you're like, "Woof, woof. Is that guy in a union? What's going on with that?"
Check his wallet. He's got a union card.
Vampire the Masquerade, the comedy.
Yeah. Sometimes horror needs to be hilarious because you're dismembering a human body who was accidentally eaten by one of your coterie members who is not. Yeah,
5 minutes into the evening.
Yeah. 20 minutes have passed, and you have successfully dismembered this body in the basement, and it's sitting in a tarp. Not a lot of blood, but stuff comes out when you saw things apart. When joints pop, things happen, right? And how do you dispose of this now dismembered corpse?
All right, well, now I'm going to start making some calls.
Okay.
Let's see, do I know
Kip.
anybody directly involved in the waste disposal, waste management?
You do have two criminal contact, right?
Yeah.
So, it actually makes sense if your criminal contacts are waste disposal, given your line of work. Yeah, so we haven't defined what they were before, so let's define them as... They're probably maybe not contract killers, but people who are used to being in, around, and near actions where people might die, and therefore know how to get rid of things. So at this point, they're the mafia. This is La Cosa. This is the West Coast Syndicate, right? This is that's who that really is. You have a couple of people in one of the lower down crews, not like somebody higher up, who you can call and a favor into, and yeah.
Sure.
You're going to need to just make for me a
Something.
quick streetwise charisma.
Okay. Which I will definitely.
Oh yeah,
find
you
very-
totally could have embraced him too. But I feel like that might have been the wrong call.
Mm.
I forgot about that.
All right, you said streetwise charisma, huh?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, fascinating. I just remembered something.
Should
Go ahead and
I
make
press
your
the
roll.
button, or
No,
you
no,
got
press
something
the
here?
button, please.
Okay, I don't think I need any modifiers on this one.
Press the button, please.
Oops.
We're all fucked.
You got a success, which is all you need. You actually realize you, through your underworld contacts, know somebody down in Chinatown who you believe is of a similar persuasion to yours, who is an organivore and deeply appreciates a fresh meal now and then. Her name is Ming Zhao, and she's in Chinatown.
Oh, good.
She likes delivery. She doesn't like a lot of complication.
Can we back this up, and I can put this in the back of my car and deliver this personally?
Yeah, we could absolutely. This just went in a direction I'm fascinated by.
I feel
so
like
Death
this
my
isn't-
DMs are open.
yeah, you don't make her come out for something like that.
No, she's a bigwig. You know that she is a bigwig within Chinatown, but you don't know much more about her than that. And what's the name of the place where she hangs out, Death? I don't have the notes for this yet. Death is actually writing a lot of our Chinatown lore right now, and I love that we're digging into it, but he is coaching me through this. Oh, yes. She operates out of a small club called The Pearl.
Okay.
A small
In that
restaurant
case,
called The Pearl.
I'm going
Restaurant.
to grab a
Restaurant.
nice box,
Yes.
and I'm going to put it in the back of my trunk because this might not be the first thing I get to today.
That's fair. Yep, that's fair. Okay. Using a couple of ice chests and one of the ice makers that's in the building, you're able to kind of pack those in, and they're green giant fresh for whenever they may need to be delivered. They will have a snap and a crackle to them at the point in time at which they are delivered, which could happen now or at your convenience at this point. Okay, so having essentially dealt with a bit of a situation.
All right. Well, now I'm walking back upstairs, and I'm going to start pointing some fingers.
Okay.
What the hell was that?
Okay, when you come back in,
Times older than me. How can you not control yourself better than that?
when you come back, Celine's sitting at the piano playing Goschak.
Playing what?
I'm not sure I'm saying it right, but it's Luis Moreau Goschak. He's a pianist from like mid 1800s.
So it'd be a romantic piece. It would be a romantic piece of classical music.
I'm assuming you're playing it well, or you're just kind of plunking it out.
Or she'd be playing it well. Unless you want me to make a check.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, she would be playing it well.
That's all you got to say.
I'm sorry. Did you say something, Silas?
You're going to be a pain in my ass tonight, aren't you?
Yes, Audra?
Do we all know what's happened? Or is this the first?
Yeah, are you still guys in your apartment?
Probably not, unless one of the two of them...
I assumed you were in the study because you're reading newspapers.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were all like downstairs, like together. But okay, never mind. She's not there.
Now, is that a problem, Silas? Did everything go smoothly?
We'll see. You're fine. Well, you're better than fine, clearly. Keep playing.
Yeah, that's exactly what she'll do. She'll just go back to playing.
down at the bar. And I stew. Just stew it.
Okay.
Nice evening.
I was going to go see Lizbeth.
How is that going to work? Who's going?
Alexander, she will want you to have been there.
Well, shit. Sorry, I'm personally not up for that, but Alexander is probably inclined to go. Especially because of the positive disposition. Any type of she would want you to be there, or inclinations that she would want something would probably make him go, I guess, at this point.
You know, because I can see that you don't want to go. I saw her blood bond him, right?
Yeah. And I mean, all of you have a pretty good idea of what that was, right?
Yeah. That I definitely, I'm sorry. I'm not going to take you. You're bloodbound.
Thumbs up for me. But Alexander...
One of us, it should be me.
Yeah. Alexander's probably feeling a little bit relieved, but at the same time a little disappointed. So
why don't you go ahead and make me a willpower check, Alexander?
Oh, good.
You are able to resist the compulsion to go and see your sire if you so choose.
All right. Yeah, there's a bit of disappointment that is visible initially, and then there's a huge relief when he's able to fight off this inclination to go, or this compulsion to go.
Okay.
He says that he can maybe do some work tonight instead of going to see her. Kind of makes it about projects that he has to do.
Audra, are you busy? Your presence could help.
I'm not. I'll come with you. She's still feeling kind of guilty over yesterday, so she's trying to make nice.
You will put Lizbeth on her back heel a little bit, so that's helpful. All right, and Silas seems occupied.
Oh no, he's back now.
It
only took like 20 minutes.
Do you want to come with, or you want to stay? I haven't seen Celine either.
Chinatown a little bit later, then I'm on for your thing.
Just go and handle what you need to handle.
All right. Well, then I pull him aside and I go, okay, listen, regarding last night, I don't think we really got to compare notes. And he pulls out the production notes that might be helpful to him.
You also found that key, remember?
I know. That was next up on my
Okay.
list of surprises.
Silas hands me notes.
Here you go. And then he pulls out a key to a locker. And he says, now, near as I can tell, this is Moonlight Club related.
Hold on to that.
All right. But you know it's here. So
Yes.
if anything ties in what she tells you, keep an ear out.
I will. Thank you for these notes. Do you need any more bribe money? Do you need anything?
I'll always take more bribe money.
All right. And I'll hand him another stack of fresh bribes.
How much?
Better to need bribe money or to have bribe money and not have it than to need it.
200. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. It's 1943.
Yeah, that's like $900. So you're like, here's $1,000.
Actually, no, I'm that rich.
Okay. Hang on, let's look. Actually, it may be way more than that. I want to know now. I'm looking it up.
Okay,
$200 in 1940.
I mean, I am rich, very rich. Let's see, resources 4. So
yes, no, you have any of the disposable income that you should want.
Yeah, and I want to make sure that he has that well covered should it come up.
Yeah, $2,480
is what? Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, have fun with that.
There you go.
Spend it all in one place, Silas.
My bribes like nice lunches.
All right. And Celine has probably not come down, huh?
It's up to Celine.
Yeah.
You know, the group tends to
That's-
congregate
as-
in one of the meeting rooms before.
As you're
breaking up for the
finishing
day.
up with talking to Silas, Celine would probably be making her way into the room.
Celine, would you care to come with us? Or would you... Me and Audra are going. You can stay here. You can handle your business. I don't know what you need.
What are we doing?
We're going to see Lisbeth.
Oh, you should definitely take her along.
Yes, I'm in.
Okay. All right. So, let's move.
Are you all right, Celine?
I am absolutely lovely.
Okay.
All right. So, 3 of you are going to Lisbeth's. Silas and Alexander, what are you all doing?
Well, I could make a trip into Chinatown, or I could follow up on a few murders I heard about last night.
Sure could.
Or I could do both. The night is young.
The night is young.
But geographically, I don't know how much of a drive it is between all of those places.
Well, Chinatown, you guys are downtown. Chinatown is literally just south of downtown. And apparently, these clergy went missing. I'm just going to look up a name real quick. Actually, Death by Mage. Give us the name of the Catholic church that is in downtown Los Angeles. That is what we need. I'm calling upon your global storyteller needs. I need you. So give us a name. And we'll just get to you second. Once we have that information. Alexander. St. Mary of the Angels?
All right.
That sounds too easy. That sounds too right.
I could drop them off somewhere.
Well, I mean, Alexander has the opportunity to look into the symbols at this point.
Yeah.
So after doing the nightly routine of finishing up an article, maybe submitting it or sending it off, he'd probably look into that and also the Sedites.
Interesting.
Okay. Because we have a good library at our disposal, but
Yes,
I also
we do.
would know other places to look for this information.
Indeed.
I would imagine.
So let's actually start with you.
Okay.
You're going to do a little research. The first one is on the symbols, which you were able to read because they were Enochian. So why don't you give me... Do you have better occult or academics?
Oh, much better academics.
All right, why don't you give me an academics plus intelligence roll?
All right.
You're just flipping through your library, which contains some occult lore as well as a large amount of just worldly lore. You've linked this to a piece of Canaanite lore called the Book of Nod, which was, I think I gave that information to you prior, but
Yeah.
but you're using the information you have. You know that in the crypts below for church, where Silas has to go later, there is a you know that the Catholic Church keeps a repository of ancient knowledge there. You find that in your actually in your research, and that it's very likely that the Book of Nod, or at least some fragments of it, may exist. You also know that the Book of Nod is in some ways the origin story of Cainites, of the kindred. It tells a story of Cain and Abel from Cain's perspective. How Cain was kicked out of Eden for killing his brother, meeting a woman named Lilith, who gave to him the gift of vampiric unlife.
Okay. And that's what I kind of trace at least pieces of the Book of Nod to this church.
Yes.
Do I know that Silas is going to this church or no?
I don't know
Probably
that
not.
any of you made your... Yeah.
So I think knowing that information, Alexander would write it down and then move to the next thing before leaving.
For the settings, yeah.
Yeah, just in case there's like, oh, I need to go on the way to somewhere else.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'd move on to the next topic.
This is a bit trickier. You know the Sedites are a clan. Everybody's heard of them. And the general understanding of who they are purveyors of vice. That they are kind of within the Camarilla, the prevailing idea is that they're essentially kindred drug dealers, right? That they're with kind of a side order of weird culty shit.
I'll have you know that I wrote that in my notes.
Yay, vaguely snake-related weird culty shit is how that would go down. That is kind of the general level of knowledge for someone who's been in the Camarilla for a little while. Vice purveyors, vaguely snaky-related culty shit. Yeah. That's your baseline knowledge. So from that, What is it you're looking for?
I'm looking specifically for anything that could lead me to know what their goals might be currently, which would help me get an idea of what the premonition might have meant. So the goal behind searching to the Sedites is to try and figure out what this premonition meant. And I think knowing what their goals might be, or knowing what they're trying to like solve, would be helpful. But basically that would just mean knowing what this cult's motivations are.
Sure. So given the contacts and knowledge that you have, how would you go about finding those answers? Like, what would be the way that you would go about pursuing that? Would you call people who you maybe know? You actually know Dr. Cross is a noted Sedite, or not Sedite scholar, but he's a noted vampiric scholar. I
am going to be talking with him, so I might send him... Yeah, so what I might do, because I do have a lead somewhere else, I might send him a note saying this is what I'm interested in talking about. Okay. I've already sent my notes along, but this could just be a personal message saying, oh, tomorrow, if you would like, I would like more information on this. Just to kind of give him a heads up. Because then we have a starting point. And if he needs to, he can bring his information with him.
Perfect. Yeah, and you can absolutely send that along.
Yeah, and then I think I would probably go for the church, because my only contact that I have is him that I think would have this information, as far as I know. And we're already meeting, and I wouldn't want to rush that. I would like to be polite and keep that contact nice and civil and helpful. So I think just sending him a heads up is polite enough to say, oh, I just recently came across this. I'm interested in this.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think that is perfect. Yeah.
So I don't know how I'm going to get to this church.
You live in a world of taxis. We'll cut back to you, though. As you head out, it takes you a few hours to do your research. You know, you're pouring through things, you're checking notes against notes, you're putting clues together, and you're doing the academic awesomeness, right? You're doing what researchers do and making important inferences and conclusions that allow you to draw on other things in order to get to the data that you need. But that's going to take you a few hours. So let's go to Team Lizbeth next.
Yes, we're here. Oh.
All right, so you all are making your way down to the Miramar Hotel.
Business time.
In Santa Monica, in West Philadelphia, born and raised. On a playground is where I spent most of my days.
I don't think this is the time for chilling out and maxing.
Or relaxing. Just playing b-ball. Sorry, I can't. Wow. Okay. So you pull up. The footman comes to meet you and goes, "Oh, you're here to meet Lizaveta. Come with me."
I hand him a small tip.
Thank you, sir. He closes the door.
Because Calvin did it, Celine hands him a bigger tip.
Thank you, miss.
Mm-hmm.
You are so generous. Okay. And he will lead you over to the private elevator that takes you up to her loft on the top level of the Miramar Hotel. And as the doors open directly into her abode, you see her arms stretched across a white leather couch, wearing a white sort of sequin nightgown, legs crossed, and goes, "Calvin, Celine, Audra." That's
Elizabeth,
very
you're
messy.
a real picture.
I know. Come in, sit.
I see you have a new table as I sit down.
Well, you know, I have very efficient people.
You do.
Yes. So you burnt down a warehouse, or you burnt down a studio.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Warehouse 15 on the Warner Brothers lot?
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
So then I don't need to give you any information then either. Interesting.
That's hilarious.
You burnt down a warehouse. Or a studio. Why do I keep saying warehouse? You burnt down an entire studio.
You're welcome.
I asked you to sabotage it, not burn it to the ground.
Is
What
that
were you
not
thinking?
sabotage?
Oh, I'm regretting being here.
Elizabeth,
Yes!
you're welcome.
This has caused a great deal of trouble for me. You know that, right?
It's caused a great deal of trouble all around.
Yes!
We were able to keep Vivian Lee alive.
Look, I can't imagine you, Kelvin, one of the most responsible Ventrue I know, and while young, kind of an up-and-comer, are the one who did this. Who did this?
Does it really matter?
Yes!
To who? You?
Me! Was it my child? Is that why they're not here?
I don't want to speak for your child.
That feels like a yes to me. Am I going to have to punish him again?
I don't think punishment would be necessary beyond what the person is already doing to themselves.
I like that Alexander's beating himself up. That makes me feel good.
Oh man.
Elizabeth, you know I live to make you feel good.
Most people do. It's why my life is so wonderful.
I do envy it.
As well you should.
Yeah.
Perhaps one day, a few hundred years from now, when we have flying cars and phones that don't need cords, you too could have this sort of luxury. But seriously, who did this?
I just stone face her. I'm just going to...
Same.
Look, you have fulfilled your end of the bargain, and for that I am thankful. I was hoping it would be a bit more circumspect, but you have also fulfilled the boon, and I am not one to break a tradition.
I appreciate that, Elizabeth. However, I will let you know that the police are looking into Vivian Lee's stalker quite heavily for this arson.
I'm sorry, a stalker?
Yes.
Vivian Lee is one of my best actresses.
Yes. And I just told you before, we've made sure that she will stay alive. And we believe...
This does not make up for burning down an entire warehouse or an entire studio. But it
And I will make amends to the person who owned that studio. If I need to.
Darling,
If they ask me to.
I'm asking you to.
Okay.
Just because someone says something on paperwork doesn't mean it's them, and you know that as well as I do.
So you had me burn down your own studio.
I did not say burn down the studio. I said incur an insurance loss that would make it shut down, not burn it to the ground, Calvin.
I'm sorry, yes. I apologize.
But protecting one of my assets is important to me, and for that I thank you. I will call on you again at some point.
I know you will, and I'll call on you for something I need desperately.
Excellent. Speaking of something you need desperately. 1847, Bellevue Avenue, Elysian Park. Go, we're done.
Lisbeth, I would like to know what kind of firefight I'm about to walk into.
It is not a place where nice people go.
Ooh, who have
It
you
is not
been
a place
playing
where
with?
nice kindred... What was that, Celine? I'm sorry?
Who have you been playing with, Lisbeth?
Oh, I do not play there. I just know of its existence. That is not a place for me. People overindulge certain desires there. Good kindred and good people do not go there, but good people do not do what we do. Just be careful. It is run by the very wrong kind of people.
Should I be aware of snakes in the grass?
You're smart. Indeed you should. Don't let them lock eyes with you if you find one. It's an unpleasant outcome when it happens. And for a moment she's very serious.
These people have wronged you too, I feel.
Not so much wronged me, but they have cost me assets. And I was unable to secure repayment. If something happens to them, I will certainly not be upset.
I won't promise to start a small fire there.
Don't start a large one again, please.
It's never plan A.
Okay. Was that plan X? I don't understand how you burnt down a whole studio. Okay, we're done. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisbeth. It's been a pleasure.
Of course.
I look over at the ladies I brought with me. Ready to leave?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Scene. Silas, where are you going first?
I think I will go to the Catholic Church first.
Okay. Can we have this happen in a way that both you and Alexander are going at the same time?
Sure.
Okay.
In that I can sit around. Tell you what, I can wait for somebody to give me a call that it's okay for me to check out the crime scene.
Yes. Well, you're not even sure where the crime scene is. You just know that a crime is supposed to have happened, and it is actually at the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Angels, just north of downtown Los Angeles.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, see? You're never gonna get me, copper, see? Yeah. Okay. So, the two of you, taking a taxi, make your way up to a large Gothic cathedral. High spires. Catholic church. Large stone steps leading up to the front. The doors are open for evening mass. It's just getting out as you guys enter. So there's a number of people walking down the steps onto kind of a wide sidewalk.
Go in? Or were you waiting on something else?
I was looking at you two. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You tell me what you want to do. I'm never
Sorry,
gonna I'm gonna try not to tell you guys. Okay. So as you head up the steps, you see two of the priests talking kind of at the front of up by the dais up there, right?
Okay. Now, is there still a crime scene, or has it been cleaned up at this point?
There was a rumor that 5 clergymen have gone missing.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
You do not know of any specific crime scene yet.
All right.
Do I know why Silas is here?
You guys can talk about whatever you want to talk about being here. Yeah.
I got no problem with this. I got a tip from a guy who's hardly ever Well, sometimes he's useful. But anyway, it does me and my guys good to double check when there's, missing clergymen around. So I figured I'd just follow up on this. Probably nothing, but you never know.
Is there any way that you can get us into the crypts?
Sure.
I'll let you do the talking.
Right.
But I need in there because I believe there's some information on some of the things that we've seen lately.
Okay, well, then first thing first, I'm going to go up to the priest. I'm going to say hi.
Are you ill? Are you ill?
It's been a long day and night, I can tell you that much. But I
sure you
appreciate...
should go see a doctor?
I just need some iron.
Okay. What can I do for you, my son?
Well, I was just wondering if you guys happen to be a few men down the last couple of days. Let me put it to you another way, and I flash my badge. Now, this is going to be quiet. I'm just asking a couple of questions.
Step with me back into the rectory.
All right. You mind if my friend comes with us?
Of course.
Yeah. He's a good note taker.
It takes you back into a small office space area that is kind of tacked on to the rest of the cathedral. It's very 40s feeling with kind of those slap board sorts of like modern feeling to it, right? And it's he sits behind this desk and he leans back and he rubs his eyes and he goes, "What can I tell you? What do you know?"
I know word is getting out to people that you probably don't want it getting out to. And being that this is my city and I want to protect it, I just want to see what we can do. How can we help each other?
There was an unofficial conclave of North American Catholic leaders. It was held in the... Let me get to my notes, I'm sorry. The Georgian Hotel, which is downtown. It's a very famous... I'm sorry, the Georgian is actually in Santa Monica. It's a very famous hotel for both its look, which is very like classic old world. A number of our clergy here within the archdiocese went to the meeting, and they never came back, and we haven't been able to find them.
How many nights back was this?
4 nights ago.
And what was the subject of the meeting?
I would prefer not to say.
I am going to pull awe on him.
Can you make a willpower roll for me?
I can't. Once I scroll up to it. Okay. Now, can I tack... What do I got? Like lie detector onto that? Or
No lie detector on that.
just straight up willpower.
Mm-hmm. In attempting to use your vampiric power, you are filled with an intense sense of grief.
Okay.
That you have lost some essential part of yourself in the transition to becoming a vampire. That you are truly no longer human. That you, in the eyes of God, are anathema.
Stupid.
And he just stares at you.
All right. Can I just shake it off, or am I just like?
It is because it's a level 1 discipline. It is fleeting. Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's put this another way. I'm going to find out one where the next, and I am not above roughing up a priest.
Alexander might side-eye you at that comment. It's like, what?
Make a intimidation manipulation roll.
Is this interrogation?
Is it interrogation? I don't feel like it is.
I don't even see where interrogation is on there.
Oh, I thought you had a specialty in it. Sorry.
I have intimidation stick-ups, which actually I realize now we should probably go and edit at some point. But
Yeah, probably.
okay. Well, later.
We've changed the concept of your character a little since then.
Yeah. Okay. Intimidation. What did we say? Manipulation.
Manipulation.
Oh.
He leans back in his chair and goes, I understand that you're here for a good reason. I get it. And I don't want to get in the way of your investigation, officer. But understand me. This is holy ground. And I will not be bullied. I will not be threatened. So let's start again. Why are you looking for Why are you looking for missing clergymen? I mean, obviously it's Noir. They're probably dead, right? But like...
Because when clergymen go missing under mysterious circumstances, that usually bodes ill for the entire city and its entire population.
I have told you what I know. We were at a meeting. No, you cannot know what that meeting was about. You are not a man of the cloth.
All right.
But they've never returned.
That's it. That's all you got.
I can give you their names.
I'll take those.
Names.
Scribble, 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 scribble. Can I ask you one more favor? And I mean this is a favor. You call me. I'll give you something.
Okay.
Can you go down into the crypts?
I'm sorry, what?
That seemed like a simple one to make.
They're not open to the public, I'm sorry.
That's why I'm asking for a favor. Couldn't you guys use a favor from a cop?
Of course we could. Please, follow me down into the crypts.
Can't tell if this is serious or not. Is he being serious?
Can both of you make a perception awareness, or I'm sorry, awareness, wits awareness test for me?
Wait,
Damn.
wits awareness?
Mm-hmm.
Wits, there you are. Awareness. Anything else? Sorry.
No,
I see
that's
wits.
it. Wits awareness.
I got strength, dexterity, stamina, charisma, manipulation, composure, intelligence, wits, and resolve.
Yeah,
you gotta go awareness and then wits.
Yep.
You click awareness first and then wits.
Yep.
Yeah, that is correct.
I straight up don't see. Is it in
Okay.
traits?
It is in skills. In the third column, second skill, awareness.
Oh, goddamn.
Click the die next to it.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Any modifiers I can add here?
Nope.
Blanc.
Silas, as he gets up, you think you might have heard, like, his shoe click on the floor or something. But Alexander, very subtly, as he's standing up, you see his hand slip under the desk, and you hear a click, as if he's pressed a button or something.
I'm going to try to make it seem like I'm not aware of this.
Okay.
And I'm going to thank the priest for his time and say that my interest in the crypts were purely curiosity, so it's no matter, we don't need to go in. And then I'm going to take Silas gently by the arm, and we're going to leave. Or I'm going to try and get him to leave. I can't force him. I'm not going to shove him. So
I will come along. You're not usually this persuasive.
Yeah, Alexander is not necessarily one to touch people, except for like in very like this is wrong kind of way, like something is up. So yeah, once we're like, can we get far enough away that we're out of earshot?
Absolutely, and he will say, "Of course, whenever you like, you can come back and visit."
I don't trust him. And so once we're out of earshot, I'm going to say to Silas that he hit a panic button. Probably. He hit some kind of button under his desk. I don't think that was a good thing.
I should have hit a priest.
And with two of our members escaping what could have been an incredibly dangerous situation for them, full of foreboding and fear, or it could have been nothing at all. It could have just been, oh, this is the click that unlocks the door. That could have been that too. Who knows? We may find out.
Click.
Another night on a Crusade of Thorns. Who knows? And with that, we're going to end our session for the day. Y'all have fun?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yay. So today felt really good to me as well. So let's just go around and everybody give me reflections on the game for the day and where we can find you. And we'll start with Jeff.
I know I shouldn't be worried about the fact that we may have created an alternate timeline where we burned down half of Warner Brothers Studios. But
could be a thing. That could be a thing.
I don't know if there's ever going to be a sequel to this game.
Only if you survive.
Otherwise, yes, I had a very good time. You can find me online on Twitter at JK Holland, but I don't do anything.
Awesome. Nerdy.
Oh, yes, hi, I'm Diddy Bear, and tonight was excellent. I'm so happy I went with to Lizaveta the second time. It was great. It was fun. It was fun being extremely happy after accidentally murdering somebody. That was interesting. That was fun.
Oh, speaking of which, please make your remorse roll.
Oh, yes.
You reminded me. Thank you.
Should she mark resonance?
You could. It's sanguine. Incredibly acute sanguine. But it's fine. Yeah, you will be, even for tomorrow's game, as long as it's the same day, you will be feeling this resonance. But at the bottom of your sheet, you should see a remorse button. You just go bloop. You have retained your humanity and can remove those two stains. The sanguine will actually pass, and you will feel incredibly remorseful now for the rest of the night. Had you failed, you would have lost a point of humanity and continued being super awesome about that. You would have been super okay with it, but now you are super not okay with it. So think about that going into next session as well. This joy has passed from you, and you realized you killed a talent. But anyways, go back to what you were saying.
Yeah, and then it was so much fun. I felt like we definitely meshed a little bit better this time around, and that was great. That was fun to see. And other than that, you can catch me on Twitter at Nerdy Teddy. Starting this Monday, 9:30 p.m. EST, we'll be starting a Masks campaign, Aegis Shield of Earth. I'm really excited. If you want to catch up on the preludes to that, you can do so for Jingle Bells of Hanson City on the YouTube channel for Welcome to the Party, and the game Penny and the Hysteria that was last night on my own channel. You can catch the VOD over there on Twitch, and at some point I will try to get that up on YouTube.
Do you want us to put it up on the Welcome to the Party YouTube?
Oh, we could. Yes.
Yeah, if you download it, we'll talk about it off stream, but if you download the VOD, we can make that happen.
Awesome. Sounds good. And then other than that, of course, I'm here Wednesdays and Thursdays. I play in both the Shadowrun game and the Pokemon game that alternates with it. That's all I got.
Awesome. Kevin.
Hello, my name is Kevin. I changed my Twitter handle to Bisonic Kevin.
I need to change that. I think I might have that up right now, so I'll fix that.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm not in a hurry. It's going to make more confusion no matter what I do. Yes, that's my life. I'm actually don't have any other projects to plug right now. I'm looking for one more stream game if anyone has any ideas. But okay. But so I had a blast tonight. This was great. Calvin is so mad about that fire, and I love it. I love it so much. It's the greatest thing. I'm glad you were like, no, I'm lighting that fire. Thank you.
Happy to help.
I'm just looking forward to seeing what trouble y'all get me in next.
Yeah. M.
Hi, I'm M. You can find me on Twitter at DobsonM. I mostly just retweet at the moment because I'm very busy with school, but sometimes I talk philosophy and disability. Tonight was great. I'm less terrified, possibly wary of what's going to go on with the priest. I'm really enjoying this group, so I want to thank everybody for being here because I think we're starting to figure each other out a little bit. At least I'm starting to figure out how to play this character and how everybody else is playing their characters.
Awesome. And you did your Twitter. So, Leona.
Hi, I'm Leona. You can find me on Twitter at the Lady Bedlam. I'm also on Discord, so feel free to say hi to me there. I'm not playing in any other games at the moment, so don't have anything to say in that regard. But today was a lot of fun. There was a lot of really great moments. I don't know what was my favorite. Was it lighting its studio on fire? Was it screaming uncomfortably in front of Elizabeth? I don't know. There was a lot of really good moments. I wonder if in the next session, Audra is going to find out that Celine completely drained someone, because that would be interesting to see how that goes down.
Yeah.
Secretly hoping that happens, but we'll see. It might never come to light, and that's fine. But yeah, no, I had a blast.
Awesome. Yay, I'm glad everyone had fun. We are one of 3 games running right now for the Crusade of Thorns Chronicle. We have a Sabbat game on noon Saturdays EST right here on Welcome Party RPG. We have our Anarch game at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on our partner channel, Soul Bear RPG. Do I have my shout-outs set up? I should. I will shout them out. Soul Bear RPG. Yes. Okay, good. And if you are interested in more about the setting, the world, the Sabbat rules that we've written up, which include an entirely new alternate humanity track that has nothing to do with humanity, you can check them out at the 2 links below in our Camarilla guide and our Sabbat guide. So you should totally check those out. We're doing all of this for charity. Thank you. First of all, Overweight Mermaid, I've seen you lurking in many a game, and thank you so much for hanging out with us. We love our lurkers just as much as we love our chatters. And so thank you. Yay! But yeah, so we're doing all of this in part to support Rainbow Railroad. Rainbow Railroad is an amazing charity that helps LGBT communities in crisis get out of bad places and countries where they are, I keep blanking on the word, countries where they are not allowed to live freely and get them to somewhere where they can. And so I'm very glad that we're going to be able to support them. And if you believe that is an important cause, we ask that you click on the link below and please donate. And with that, I'm Throck, also known as Sean. I'm a co-founder here at Welcome to the Party. You can find me here Friday nights running our Dungeon Heist game at 9 p.m. Eastern, and then for our Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay game at 1 p.m. Eastern on Sundays, and then on the Greyhawk channel at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on Mondays, running it against the Giants campaign. And then, of course, here I do too much stuff, but it's because I'm a student right now. So, and I only have like 2 classes a week, and the rest of it's practice, and so this is what I get to do until I run out of money and become homeless. So let's hope that doesn't happen. I'm just sharing now. I'm just oversharing with all of you. I'm not going to become homeless. It will be fine. And I love you all. And with that, we're going to raid. We are going to go to our dear friend Nerdsmith. We've been trading raids recently. We Are Nerdsmith is an amazing roleplay channel who is doing some Dungeons and Dragons right now, and so we hope you'll go enjoy them. If you have any sort of festive emote, get it ready and give them a big old welcome party welcome as we head over and raid We Are Nerdsmith. All right, guys, we're out. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Keep waving another thing.
Oh, okay.
Why are you raiding? Raid now. Somebody raid. Do the raid thing. There we go.